Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. For this Saturday night football, we are in South Yorkshire as Barnsley host Stockport County in this League One fixture. The home side Barnsley have started strong, currently sitting in 7th position after 4 wins from their first 7 in the league. Confidence will be high after their late 2-1 win away at Burton in their game last week. After conceding in the 88th minute, they went on and won it in the 90th through Stephen Humphreys. For the travelling side, Stockport County, they started their first season back in League One for 15 years with 3 wins from 3, but after a run of 0 wins from their last 3 in the league, they have slightly dropped off down the standings. But the Hatters certainly need a reaction after their 4-1 home defeat last week to Leyton Orient. These two have not met since the 04-05 League One season, where both games ended up in high-scoring draws, with the game here at Oakwell finishing 3-3 in late December, and the return fixture at Edgeley Park finished 2-2 in late January. So, as September comes towards its end, can Barnsley or Stockport County finish the month with a win here at Oakwell? For Barnsley, it was massive disappointment for them last season, finishing in 6th position and then losing the playoff semi-final to Bolton, the team they beat the season before, to get to the final again, but they were beaten in the final the season before. To Sheffield Wednesday, and they'll want to, of course, I say playoffs would be the main aim, but to be fair, I think Barnsley would just love to get automatic promotion, avoid the playoffs. Like I say, they finished in the playoffs in the last 2 seasons since their relegation from the Championship a couple of seasons ago when they finished rock bottom. But it's a difficult League One season this time around with Stockport County freshly promoted from League Two. They've started off okay, dropped off a little bit in the last few weeks, but have showed their promise and what they can do in this division. Of course, you've got Wrexham as well, who have started decently as well, and you've got loads of other teams in the division who can be of danger to Barnsley, but they'll fancy themselves to get that automatic promotion if they can. They're currently 7th at the minute, but that's because they've not played this weekend yet. So if Barnsley were to win, they could go all the way up to 3rd position, and that is whereabouts they'll want to be come the end of the season. Like I say, for Stockport County, it is 0 wins in their last 3 in the league. Last week losing to Leyton Orient at home, and that was their first league defeat at home since the middle of February. They were 11 unbeaten at home in the league, Stockport County, until that defeat last weekend. And then the 2 weeks before that, they found 2 1-1 draws to 2 of the promoted sides that came up with them. The first one was at Mansfield, and then they drew 1-1 to Crawley, who are now managerless after Scott Lindsay left to go back down to League Two to join MK Dons. So it's not the worst start in the world for Stockport County. They've only lost 1 game this season in the league, and that was last week to Leyton Orient. They've played 3 away games so far, only conceding twice, and of course that was in the 2 1-1 draws, and the other away game was at Blackpool in the middle of August, so about 5 weeks ago now, and they won that 3-0. 3 goals scored quite late in the second half, so they've definitely stamped their authority on this division, Stockport County, fresh back in the division after some time away from the EFL in general. It was, their last League One season was in 08-09. They spent 6 seasons in the 6th tier of English football from 2013 until their promotion in 2019. They were in the National League North, and they've gone on a bit of a rapid rise since local businessman Mark Stott bought the club, and he has got them through from the National League all the way into League One, winning the National League title in 2022, and then of course winning the League Two title this last season, but this year in 2024. And when he came into the club just at the start of 2020 before COVID, his aim was to get Stockport County back in the Championship, and even though at the time it seemed a little bit unrealistic, it now seems a pure possibility. This will probably be their biggest hurdle, getting out of this division, getting out of League One. This is going to be a difficult one. There's loads of big clubs and loads of big teams in this division. You've got Birmingham at the top of it already. You've got Blackpool, who have got on an unbelievable run under Steve Bruce when he came in just a couple of weeks ago. He's got them winning 4 games in a row. They've got Wickham as well, Barnsley, who are of course playing tonight, Huddersfield, who have just slightly dropped off a little bit from their pretty quick start to the division, Charlton as well, Peterborough, Bolton, Reading, Wigan, plenty of big clubs in this division, and it's definitely a big one. It's a big division. It's a big challenge for Stockport County to get out of this league, but of course they'll try their best. They'll give it a good go, but there's no guarantee at all that they'll have even more success this season, because that's the thing when you have new owners and quick rises. Sometimes you can expect a little bit too much. I think Stockport County have got to try and level out their realism for this season and understand it's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenges. It might not be as easy as just getting into the playoffs because we finish high every season. This might be a season where Stockport County finish mid-table, and that can be something they build upon. But there's nothing that is stopping them from going any further up the table. And like I say, for Barnsley, they do not want playoff heartbreak again. They will be looking for sure to be trying to get automatic promotion back into the Championship. It was only in the 2020-2021 season when Barnsley reached the playoffs in the Championship. You might remember under Valerian Ismail. This club was almost Premier League bound about 3-4 years ago, but they lost that playoff semi-final to Swansea. So they have had a lot of playoff heartbreak, it must be said, in the last few seasons. But under new management this time around, they've brought in Darryl Clark for this season. They're bringing him in from Cheltenham. This is his 199th game in charge at this level. He's won 66 of those 198, having a point average of 1.23 points per game. And he's got them off to a decent start. Darryl Clark at his new club, 11 games in all competitions, 6 wins, 4 defeats. 2 of those defeats coming to Manchester United, one of them to their under-21s in the EFL Trophy, and they were also battered 7-0 away at Old Trafford in the League Cup. But I don't think that'll be too much of a concern to Darryl Clark going away to Manchester United and getting a bit of a beating. I don't think they were really looking for much success in the League Cup anyway. All the focus for Barnsley will be on League One. As tonight we've got the Tykes versus the Hatters. We'll start with the Barnsley team really quickly, and it's Chelsea Loney in goal, Gabriel Slanina with a back 5 of Barry Cotter, Mile de Chivigny, Mark Roberts, Josh Earl, and left wing back Corey O'Keefe. With 4 along the middle, on the right wing will be Adam Phillips, making his 150th League One appearance. On the left will be their new signing, brought in for £700,000 from Mansfield, that is Davis Keeler-Dunn. And 2 central midfielders of Matthew Craig on loan from Spurs, and the captain, 23-year-old Luca Connell, with the striker leading the line, Stephen Humphreys, who gets a start today after scoring the winner last week at Burton. Then for Stockport County, goalkeeper of Corey Adai. Back 4 of Tyler Onyango, Fraser Horsfall, Ethan Pye and Ibu Toure. 2 older midfielders of captain Lewis Bate, brought in the summer from Leeds. And next to him is Oliver Norwood, who was playing in the Premier League only as soon as last season for Sheffield United, despite relegation. 3 behind the striker. On the right will be Tanto Alafe, first league start for him this season. On the left is Louis Barry, who's got 4 goals in the league already, 3 in his first 3. And in the number 10 position, who's number 14, that's Will Culler. And leading the line through the middle will be their main man, Kyle Wotton, who signed a new deal at the end of August until 2027. He started the season pretty strong as well. 3 goals for Kyle Wotton so far this season. They all came in the first 4 games against Cambridge, Bristol Rovers and Mansfield, but he'll be looking to try and get back on the score sheet if possible. So they are the 2 young captains. Like I say, for Barnsley, it's Luca Connell, 23 years old. And for Stockport County, it's Lewis Bate, 21 years old, turns 22 at the back end of next month. So 2 pretty young captains, but of course showing enough leadership to warrant the captain's armband around their arm. As it looks like Stockport County have one kick-off here. They'll be kicking left to right. It'll be Barnsley right to left. And let's see, to shut out this League One weekend, who will take the 3 points? Both can get themselves right up the table with 3 points tonight. We'll see which way this game does swing, as it will be the blue side to kick us off. That's Stockport County, all in blue with white shorts, and then Barnsley are all in red. That is shirt, shorts, socks, and the lot. Stockport County get us underway, going all the way back to the goalkeeper on the edge of the area of Corey Adai. sends it far down the Stockport County middle of the pitch where Tanto Alafe was chasing it down. It's a header away for Barnsley, picked up by Collar, whose header is wayward, worked out wide left here by Barnsley, as there's a trip there on the halfway line by Collar on Barnsley's number 7 of Corey O'Keefe, and it's a free kick on this near side for the home team. And it looks like they're going to let the goalkeeper take this, and they're going to try and get as many people up towards the edge of the box as possible, as it will be their loney keeper, Gabriel Slanina, to take it, the American international, currently at Chelsea, joined in August 2022. Only 20 years of age at the moment, spent last season on loan in Belgium, as he sends it in towards the 18-yard box, headed away by Horsfall, only as far as Connell, the captain, who will go back to the halfway line here, and it's put back in by Earl towards the edge of the area. Torre wins the header for Stockport County, finds Barry, who turns into a little bit of trouble. Ball bounces away to Torre, tries to clear down the line, up in the sky it goes, and out of play, and it'll be a throw-in on the far side for the away team. At fault for a couple of the goals last week, Louis Barry, in that 4-1 defeat to Lane Orient, not tracking his runners and giving away possession sloppily, but he has had a good start though so far in terms of goal contributions. As the throwing goes long, flicked on by Wotton, can't be met by Barry, played back to the goalkeeper for Barnsley, and then cleared forward down their right hand side up towards halfway, flicked on, controlled by Bate for Stockport County, but given away, and Cotter can attack down the right wing here. He's going to go for an early cross. It's a high one as well, a bit too high. It'll go through for Will Collar in a right back position, who lifts it forward, but only as far as Connell for Barnsley. Good start from the home side, 1-2 there with O'Keefe, but he's tackled by Norwood. Last touch there off the Stockport County man, and in the final third on this near side, it's a Barnsley throw-in. Like I say, good start from the Tykes to start proceedings here on this Saturday night here at Oakwell. Roberts switches out to the right here, where it's headed down towards Craig. Touch ahead of Bate, cleared forward by Peter Wotton, who works it to the right, but it's a really sloppy ball given straight to O'Keefe, who in the centre of the field here cuts onto his right foot, plays it forward. Then the ball there from Phillips is a bit loose, cleared for Stockport County, but header on halfway at wide left there by Roberts, and it finds Earl. He brings it forward, 25 yards out, slips it down the line, play all inside now for Davis. Keeler done, sliding challenge goes in, and there's a penalty for Barnsley in the opening 2.5 minutes. Tyler Onyango is absolutely adamant that that's not a penalty, but tonight's referee Declan Bourne points to the spot. From that left-hand side, cutting in, Davis Keeler already causing the away side problems. And the loanee from Everton, Tyler Onyango, is certain that he didn't foul his man there. Good ball inside by O'Keefe, with the run made by Keeler Dunn. And the sliding challenge went in. I'd have to see it again, but the referee pointed to the spot rather quickly, and just over the 3-minute mark, there's a chance here for Barnsley to put themselves one up here against the League 2 champions. It's their number 8, Adam Phillips. This will be his 5th of the season in the league. It's a short run-up, right-footed, and he puts it into the bottom right corner, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and Barnsley have an early lead from 12 yards out. Davis Keeler cutting in from the left wing, causing the issues and winning the penalty, and then the responsibility was given to Adam Phillips, who dispatched so coolly into the bottom right corner. 5 goals now in the league for their number 8. And after a couple of games without finding the back of the net, he now gets his goal. Let's have a look. The sliding challenge goes in. He certainly doesn't get any of the ball on Yango. That's for sure. Does look like there was possibly a little bit of contact. Davis Keeler went down. The penalty was given. And Barnsley have started the brighter for sure. And they have been rewarded with an early goal. It's Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. Penalty from Adam Phillips there. As County go long, and it's a clearance away. Wotton couldn't quite hold the ball up. It's kept in by Onyango, sends it down the right flank for Stockport County. Cleared though by Earl, in behind the away side's defence, where Pye's been shoved off it too easily, and Humphreys is in, and it's a great save from Adai. But he's been penalised for a push there. I think that's a little bit harsh from the referee. It was a hopeful ball in behind. It was more of a clearance, really. I don't think it was a pass there by Josh Earl. And then again, Humphreys was chasing it down. He gave Ethan Pye a slight little shove in the back. It's a little bit soft, but I think it was more the fact that Humphreys went with the hand to push. It was a hand in the back, not just like a shoulder. So the referee's given it as a foul. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because Adai saved the one-on-one. But it's a very shaky start from Stockport County. Barnsley have not, showed any hold up because of that. They have tried to pounce on this nervy start and they've got themselves ahead. And it's 1-0 to the Tykes here at Oakwell. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could like us or subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Just less than 6 minutes in, Barnsley lead 1-0. And their new head coach, Darryl Clark, is absolutely delighted with the start his side has made. They won their last game away from home against Burton in the 90th minute. Stephen Humphreys with the winner off the bench, and he's been rewarded with a start tonight due to getting that goal late on away at Burton. And what was more impressive about that win at Burton for Barnsley was the fact that they were 1-0 up for so long and then conceded in the 88th minute, but rebounded and got the winner at the end as Tanto Alafe on the edge of the area, back to goal, shielding the ball for Stockport County, and gets it back to Norwood, who sends it to the left of Torre. Well worked here by the away side. It's Louis Barry in the final third, going back to Torre. Now Norwood. Bait on the far side. The captain lifting it down the left channel. Torre will chase it. The ball will bounce. It'll be kept in by Torre. No, it won't. Can't quite get it into the box. And out it goes for a Barnsley goal kick. More positive from Stockport County. They haven't really done anything going forward in the opening 7 minutes. As here they're just putting a bit of limelight on Oliver Norwood, who they brought in after being released from Sheffield United at the end of the season. He was bought by Sheffield United back in 2019 from Brighton for £2 million. He's got 97 Premier League appearances to his name, Oliver Norwood, and this is his second season in League One. He's last played in this division in the 11-12 season, so it's been quite a while for Oliver Norwood playing in the third tier of English football. As the goal kick goes forward, the last touch off a Barnsley player, so on the far side towards halfway line, it's the Stockport County throw in here with Ibu Torre. A couple of promotions for him during his time at Salford before, of course, winning that league title last season with Stockport County. His throw-ins poked away for Barnsley, and cleared on the edge of the area by Roberts, headed on by Davis Keeler-Dunn. As far as Fraser Horsfall for the away side, who's all on his own in that back three that they make when in possession, Stockport County, and in Yango trying to go forward to Alafe, who wanted in space, but it's been headed away from the striker, but then one back for Stockport County. Strong challenge there by Horsfall. Last touch off Phillips, and on this near side this time, it's a Stockport County throw in. Just over 8 minutes in, Barnsley lead early on through that man, Adam Phillips, scoring from the penalty spot. And he scored 11 goals last season, Adam Phillips, in the league. And then he scored also in the playoff semi-final. So plenty of goals scored there for Adam Phillips. And he's almost better in that tally from last season. And we're only into the 8th game of the season for Barnsley. Stockport County have played one less due to their game against Reading being postponed during the last international break. As the ball's on the floor halfway line, picked up by Bate, who gets it to Torre, controls. He's got Cotter on his back. Can't play down the line, runs out of room. And on the halfway line, it is a throw-in for Barnsley. Good pressure there by Barry Cotter, who's making his 50th appearance at this level. That's including playoff appearances as well. He's a former Ireland under-19s international. Barry Cotter, as the ball's thrown forward towards Humphreys. Header won by Horsfall, picked up by Connell. And it goes back to the halfway line here to Josh Earl. Forward, it's a great ball into a more central area to Keeler-Dunn. Runs into traffic and Norwood. Onyango goes forward to Alafe. Poked away from him by Earl. Norwood tries to play it forward, comes off the referee, and it'll be a drop ball here for Stockport County in their own half. Just comes off the referee there, Declan Bourne. Who's got two officials today of Declan Ford and Daniel Robinson as well. As we're back underway, Collar in a right wing-back position on the halfway line on this near side. Curling it down the right channel here for Alafe, who plays it in first time for Wootton. Good control, left-footed shot, blocked well. And it deflects away to the opposite side for a throw-in. Had to get in the way there, De Chevigny, the French centre-back for Barnsley, also making his 50th appearance in League One tonight. But it was a good ball inside there into the box by Alafe, and Wootton was quick to get it out of his feet. It wasn't a loose touch, it was quick, but the defender was there to block the shot. And Stockport County certainly growing in this game as we just hit the 10-minute mark, and they've given the ball away, trying to play it down the line towards Louis Barry there, Ethan Pye. It doesn't roll out of play though, or does it? It does. Rolls out of play right next to the corner flag. And it's a throw for Barnsley on the far side. Better though from the away team. Collar down the flank. Inside by Alafe, and again Wootton just tried to get that shot off as quickly as he could, but De Chevigny was able to get his body on the line there for Barnsley. And they dealt with the pressure. As it's the first time Stockport County have travelled to Barnsley for almost 20 years. The last time these two sides met here, it was a 3-3 draw. And Barnsley were 3-0 up. Stockport County made the comeback in the second half to make it 3-0. I'd love that amount of goals tonight, that is for sure. Barnsley clear forward through Mark Roberts down the right-hand side. Deep in the Stockport County half, it's just kicked out of play by Pye as he was being chased down by Humphreys, taking no risks there. The young Stockport County centre-half, 21 years of age, Ethan Pye, had a breakout season in the EFL last time around in the title-winning side. Earned a new contract at the end of last season, Ethan Pye. Got his stay at the club now till at least 2027. As this throw-in, it looks like it's going to be a long throw-in in here. It's just about halfway inside the Stockport County half, probably a bit further on. It's going to be taken by Cotter, the wing-back. Into the area it goes, header won by Wootton, all as far as the edge of the area where O'Keefe strikes. It's blocked out to Connell, who has a go at goal. And it comes off Fraser Horsfall and out for a Barnsley corner on that far side. Scored last week, Luca Connell. And it was his second of the season. He scored on the opening game of the season for Barnsley, where they fell to a 2-1 defeat to newly promoted Mansfield. He scored last week as well to put Barnsley 1-0 up against Burton. And that shot hit Horsfall just on the right elbow, but his arms were well tucked into his body. And it's going to be a corner for Barnsley, taken by Connell, their captain. And it's an in-swinger towards goal to the far post, headed away by Horsfall. Headed back out on the edge of the area by O'Keefe, looking for Connell, but it only finds Louis Barry. It's now Torre on the corner flag, kicking it down the left-hand side, straight out of play. Another Barnsley throw-in the final third this time, far side. Another chance for them to get a long throw-in into the area, if that's what they wish to do, and it will be what they do through Barry Cotter. Brought in January 2023, the number 2 from Shamrock Rovers. And he started the last 7 league games in a row after coming off the bench in the opener against Mansfield. Long throwing in. Headed on. Humphreys with the overhead kick, and it's quite an easy catch in the end for a die. Not the worst of attempts from the 27-year-old Stephen Humphreys, brought in on a free from Wigan in the summer. As Stockport County build from the back just less than 13 minutes in. Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. Early penalty gives Barnsley the lead as Torre sends it down the left-hand side. Chested down by Wootton. Well held up by the number 19. Wants support. He's going to have to go back to Bate. It's now Torre who backheels it to Barry, and Barry takes it around one Barnsley defender, but then the sliding challenge there of Roberts sends it away for a throw-in. Not a bad ball there from Torre down the line. It seemed like Barnsley had stopped playing due to the fact they thought it went out of play. And then Barry going around De Chevigny, but stopped by Mark Roberts, brought in on a free as well himself from Birmingham at the start of the season. As Torre takes the throw-in, touched back to him by Norwood. Torre going for an early cross in. It's towards Alafe. Not a bad ball. Header away by O'Keefe. Another header away towards, I think that's Keeler Dunn, who can work out wide left towards O'Keefe. Loses out to Tanto Alafe. He's shoved to the ground. And it's not been given as a foul. And then Alafe stops the ball going forward with his arm. And then it'll go to Barnsley for a free kick instead in a left-back position. Tanto Alafe believing he was fouled originally. The decision did not go his way. It's now Barnsley with the free kick themselves in a left-back position. They've played 3 times so far at home this season, Barnsley in the league. 1 win against Bristol Rovers at the start of this month. A draw against Northampton at the end of last month. And of course that opening day defeat to Mansfield back on the 9th of August. Conceding 5 and scoring 5 at home. It's definitely been a way where they have shone most so far in this new League One campaign. As Horsfall sends it into the sky for Stockport County. Headed forward there by Humphreys. And it's beaten Keeler Dunn and Horsfall. And it'll roll out of play for a Stockport County goal kick. Just less than 15 minutes in. It's Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. An early goal from Adam Phillips from the penalty spot in the 4th minute. But Stockport County have certainly grown in the game. Not getting too many shots off, but are keeping the ball a lot better. As Adai sends it long here. It's a big kick forward towards Wootton. Flicks on towards the edge of the area. Dealt with though by De Chevigny. for Barnsley. It's now with the right wing back Cotter, lifts it down the right channel. Stephen Humphries will chase it, too much on it. Seen through to the goalkeeper here of the number 34, Corey Adai, who had a year at Barnsley himself back in 2020 to 2021, but didn't make an appearance for the side. Spent a year at the club, went on loan and then was released permanently. As the ball long, headed on by Wotton towards Alafe. Needs to be dealt with here by De Chevigny. Shields the number 9 away from goal and takes on a midfielder, but Alafe still chasing the ball and he doesn't get it with the slide tackle. Foul given against him. And Mile De Chevigny stays down here for Barnsley. Their number 6 brought in last summer from France. It's his first club outside of France for Mile De Chevigny, the 25-year-old. He's yet to score so far this season. Scored twice in the league last campaign. His last at home to Exeter at the end of January. Just needs to try and get a few more shots off towards goal, Stockport County. As like I say, they're having more of the ball, but Barnsley don't mind that. They're taking that free kick and Earl sends it long down the Barnsley right here towards Humphries. Header away by Pye, only as far as Phillips. Goes out wide to Cotter, who is forced to the ground there by Toure, but it's seen as a foul. Gave himself a few seconds to think about that, the referee, before blowing the whistle to bring back the play for the free kick on the Barnsley right wing. Barry Cotter was the one who went down. Ibu Toure not exactly agreeing with the referee's decision there. But that's what's been given. As in this late Saturday night football here at the end of September. It's Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. And it's going to be a left-footed ball from the captain, Connell. Stockport County's line is just going to be a yard or two outside of the 18-yard box. Barnsley would love to make this 2-0. Give themselves a bit of distance between their opponent. Earl has got his left arm up towards the far post. Connell wants a short option to come towards him. As eventually it looks like we're going to get this ball delivered in towards the 18-yard box. Left-footed from the right wing. In it goes, headed by Norwood. Controlled by Earl on this left-hand side now. He's one-on-one with Alafe, facing away from goal. Keeps it in and plays the pass, but it's straight to Louis Barry, who will take it away from O'Keefe. A little bit isolated, the number 20. Needs to release it if he can. And he does release it towards Wotton. Fantastic interception from Connell. But the play is going to be pulled back, as Barry himself was being pulled back as he was attacking forward. And we've got a yellow card. First one of the game. Dished out by Declan Bourne. It was a bad giveaway from Josh Earl. And it was De Chevigny with the pullback in the end. Yeah, grabs round Louis Barrett. So it's a free kick for Stockport County in the centre circle. Just in the Barnsley half, that ball through towards Wotton would have been perfect if it wasn't for the sliding challenge there of Luca Connell. So 3 bookings now for the season for Mal De Chevigny. And they've all come in his last 3 games as Horsfall diagonally switches it to the right towards the corner of the box, headed forward by Onyango. Header away, and then a volley into the sky by Josh Earl. And it drops off the back of Norwood to Collar. Runs into traffic. It's now Connell, goes back into Craig. Forward now, but cut out by Bate in the midfield. And Stockport County have it on the halfway line here with Ethan Pye. Goes into the centre circle with Bate. Back it goes here to the number 6, Fraser Horsfall, who was born in Huddersfield and came through at their academy. Onyango dispossessed on this near side. He pulls back Humphries, and that's going to be his second booking of the night. And it's going to be for Tyler Onyango, who gave away the penalty in the opening 2 minutes of the match. And he's been brought in today for Callum Connolly, who dropped to the bench for Stockport County after their defeat against Leyton Orient. And Tyler Onyango's now come in. Like I say, he's given away a penalty, now got a yellow card. We might see a half-time change for him. It's his 3rd loan away from Everton. And he's been at Everton since 2011. Booking for the Englishman, former England under-17s international, Tyler Onyango. Around the halfway line on this near side, it's a chance for Barnsley to pump this long. And that's what they do. Switching it towards their right-hand side. Headed into the box by Roberts. Header into the air by Toure. Onyango heads it away further towards Barrett. And then the play is stopped here. Stockport County thought they were going to get away. But there is a man down for Barnsley. Looks like a bit of a head issue for Mark Roberts, who only played 14 times in the Championship for Birmingham last season as they were relegated from the Championship. He didn't play his first game in the league for Birmingham last season until late October, and the 34-year-old has decided to leave Birmingham and rejoined Barnsley. His first spell here ended in 2017. He's returned back towards the latter parts of his career. As we're just 20 minutes in here, bit of treatment for Mark Roberts, who went for that header from the free kick that was put in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. So just getting a bit of treatment. I think I can see a little bit of blood. They've not shown a replay, so I'm not quite sure if it was maybe an elbow or a clash of heads or maybe just a stray arm in the face of Mark Roberts. But I'm sure he'll be fine to continue. He's a pretty stressed out Dave Challoner sits next to his assistant there, Clint Hill. But Dave Challoner, what a rise he's had, the 48-year-old. Took over Stockport County in November 2021. Never actually faced Barnsley as a manager. They played them 7 times as a player and 3 times for Stockport County. He was a player here. The now manager, who the big chunk of his career was at Fylde, where he took them right through non-league. Also had a good spell at Hartlepool before leaving for Stockport County. Got them promoted from the National League to League 2. It's back underway. Mark Roberts, I believe, will be back on the field as soon as possible. There's Norwood. High balling into the channel here for Alafe in the final third. Got Earl chasing him down. Alafe with it, turning away from Earl towards the byline here. One-on-one with Earl. Plays it to the edge of the area to Bate. It's now Collar. Wants it on the turn. Keeps it. Pokes it to Alafe, who can't quite work it out wide there to Norwood. It's now Connell. Clearing it long here for Barnsley. Header away though by Pion halfway. And now Mark Roberts has been waved back on as Collar flicks it on. Dealt with by Earl. Ball into the midfield to Craig. Loose touch. Picked up by Collar. It's now Bate 25 yards out in the central area. Onto his left foot. Wanting to shoot. Knocked off balance. Shot isn't great. Needs to be dealt with here by Barnsley. Matthew Craig goes down and wins the free kick. And that is Barnsley and their time to breathe. Lewis Bate, I don't think, is quite happy with that decision of the free kick. As the free kick goes long, deep into the Stockport County half, headed away by Pye, headed back forward by De Chevigny. It's now Barry Cotter in a right wing position. Stopped by Bate, goes out of play. Barnsley throwing on the far side, where it looks like they might just hold the ball here and go for that long throw. And at the moment, it's Barnsley's goalkeeper that's gone down. Didn't seem like there was anything wrong with him. I don't know what he's done. He's not had to do much, really. Gabriel Slonina, the American, on loan from Chelsea. Joined Chelsea back in August 2022. Before leaving America to join Chelsea, had played 43 times in the MLS for Chicago Fire. So at the age of 20, he's already got plenty of experience first team. He was out on loan in Belgium last season with Eupen, and they were relegated, unfortunately, from the Belgian First Division, as this does give a chance for Dave Challoner to have a word with Stockport County side, who I don't think's had the worst of starts to the game in the opening 24 minutes. Take away the first 3 minutes, where they seemed a little bit rattled, and Tyler Onyango gave that penalty away, a little bit of inexperience there, diving in so early on. But I think he'll be okay with it. They just need to start trying to do more and trying to get more in the box of Barnsley. They're doing a lot of it outside the box, but not a lot in. As this might just be a tactical break for Barnsley's manager to also get a bit of info on for his team as well. But Challoner is also using the opportunity to talk to his side as well. So both managers are allowed to give some tactical info to both their sides here. So we're going to restart again with that throw-in. Lewis Bate there for Stockport County, just getting his team back focused to deal with this throw-in. Thanks to everyone who's still here. If you could like, subscribe, that'd be fantastic. If you've got any predictions in the chat that you think, or any observations, then let me know. As Barry Cotter applauds the Barnsley fans there just behind him as he is readying up to take this throw-in, which is going to go long and straight into the away side's box here. as it goes into the area. Onyango next to it, can't quite win the first header, up in the air by Roberts, and it's put back into him, and he heads it into the box where it's dealt with here by Stockport County momentarily, played down the left by O'Keefe, and it'll be Earl to get there in the final third. Goes for the first time cross, comes off collar, and he'll drop back to the number 14. He clears it up towards Barry, midway inside the Stockport County half, headed backwards by Connell, and then once more there by by Phillips, to the goalkeeper. And Slanina will send it and fire it out to the Barnsley left. Goes over everyone, including Keeler Dunn. And it's going to be a throw-in on this near side for Stockport County. And it'll be taken by Tyler Onyango, who made one appearance last season in the Premier League for Everton. It was a late substitute appearance in their 4-0 defeat at Villa Park at the start of the season. But after that, played majority of his football for the under-21s. As Pye sends it to the halfway line, a volley forward by Roberts for Barnsley, headed away by Horsfall, flicked on by the head of Collar, controlled by Wotton, sandwiched by two Barnsley players, brought down, free kick given, and he started well. Kai Wotton, Stockport County's big man, 27 years of age now, coming up towards 100 appearances for the club, brought in on a free from Notts County a couple of seasons ago. As he's now got it to the left winger Barry, skips beyond one challenge, and a second, can't get past the third. And Barnsley have it back, well tackled there by Miles de Chevigny, and they send the ball over the top down the right-hand side. Keeler Dunn chases it, Onyango beats him to it. He tracks him all the way and finds the goalkeeper of Corey Dyke. He's going to take no risk, clears it forward. Can't quite find Wotton on halfway, and it goes through for de Chevigny. And it's Barnsley who can restart in their own half. Just about to hit the 27th minute here, still Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. An early penalty, the difference so far in this one is Keeler Dunn gives it away poorly in the midfield. It's now Bate, loads of time for him. As he just loads it down for Stockport County, he goes 10 yards to his left to Pye. It's now on the far side with Torre. Into the space for Barry. Back it goes here to Bate. In the centre circle with Oliver Norwood. To the right to Onyango. Finds Collar. Round the corner for Alafe. Holding the ball up. It's kicked away from him. And out for a throw-in for the away side. He's dealing with him well so far. Josh Earl, he's a bit of a handful. Tanto Alafe is very quick and also earned himself a new contract backhander last season due to scoring 20 league goals last time around. Tanto Alafe, as they found Louis Barry in bags of space, and from afar he's going to go for a shot. So he slips and he puts it wide of the right-hand post. Bit of a waste there for Louis Barry. He was never really going to score from around 35 yards out. He was found in loads of space there by Bate. Just drifted into a central area there, Barry, then had the shot, slipped as he took it. And like I say, I don't think it was going to go in anyway, but as he slipped, that certainly took any chance of it going into the back of the net. Slanina takes the goal kick beyond the halfway line, down the Barnsley right, strong header there by Pye, and he sends it down the left channel into space here. Wotton will chase it down, but de Chevigny gets there first, sends it to the goalkeeper Slanina, first time clearance, high down the Barnsley right again towards Cotter, bounces off Torre, and that'll be, it'll be a Stockport County throw-in, so it obviously must have come off Cotter instead of Torre. Throwing forward, headed away by Cotter. Put into the air by Norwood on halfway. Challenges for the second ball and loses out. And they send it over the top here, Barnsley. Looking for Davis Keeler Dunn. And he stayed onside. I'm not sure how he stayed onside there. But he has. And he tries to switch it. Comes off the back of his own player, Matthew Craig. Stockport County clear in the Barnsley half. De Chevigny gets there for the home side. And they have to start on the edge of the area here. They send it back to the French centre half. We'll send a high ball down the right channel, looking for the runners, but it's overhit. Won't find Cotter or Humphreys. Goal kick for Stockport County. Just less than half an hour in here at Oakwell. Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. There's Onyango's ball cut out on the halfway line there by O'Keefe. Now Keeler Dunn just sending it back beyond the legs of Alafe, who's trying to nick it off him. Barnsley build from their own half here with Josh Earl. He's had an impressive start to the game. They're number 32, the left side of the back three. Roberts, ball forward again, tries to go into the space. Goes straight through for the goalkeeper of Stockport County. Quickly plays it forward here. It's Lewis Bate out wide left now to Ibu Toure. Into the space for Wotton and around the corner to Barry. Can he get there ahead of De Chevigny? No, he can't. And the French centre-half takes it away from the number 20. Good defending there. Needs to find the pass now. It's a short one and Toure wins it and plays it back down the line here for Barry. One-on-one with Cotter. Gets around him. Cotter's on the floor, so's Barry, but he gets himself back up. Still with Louis Barry. Back on the angle now for Toure. Giving time to deliver it into the box for Wars. Wotton! And it deflects forward by Alafe. And straight at the goalkeeper in the end as the referee just blows to stop play here as Wotton has stayed down for Stockport County. It's a delicious ball in from Ibu Toure. And just towards the near post, it's just flown over the head of Kyle Wotton. And I think a bit unknowingly, it's just bounced off the leg of Alafe. He didn't know too much about it. And it went right at the goalkeeper. Certainly Stockport County's biggest chance. Kyle Wotton is back to his feet, doesn't need any treatment. Great to see. But just a nice battle there between Barry and Cotter. You know, it was a fair one. Barry won it. Played it back there to Toure, and it's a great ball in. And my word, Wotton, he gets up, just not high enough. And like I say, just comes off the left foot of Alafe. Just didn't have enough time to adjust himself. Easy save for the goalkeeper, who sends it forward long, headed away by Horsfall, headed back forward for Barnsley, straight to Pye, volleys it in behind the Barnsley defence. Wotton will chase it down the Stockport County left. Roberts will get there first and clears it down the line. It's a big kick forward towards Humphreys. Comes off the knee of Horsfall. Back by Bate to Pye, and he'll restart with the goalkeeper of Corey Adai. And it's with the away side again in possession. 12 minutes till half-time. Adai sent it along down the right-hand side. Earl volleys forward. Won in the midfield though by Norwood off Connell. It's now Bate in the centre circle. Try to play the ball through for Barry again. Just drifted into a more central area. But it was cut out. And it's now with their number 18, Matthew Craig, on loan from Spurs. Had a loan spell last season at the back end of the season with Doncaster. Matthew Craig, where they were beaten in the playoff semi-final by Crewe, and his ball goes out of play. Throw in midway inside the Stockport County half there. On the far side. Now Slanina for Barnsley. Sends it long. Humphreys can't quite control it against Horsfall. And it's now with Bate. Horsfall was brought down. Quickly taken free kick by Bate. Out to the left wing here to Toure. Midway inside the Barnsley half. Can he find the right ball? Goes short here to Louis Barry. Onto his right foot. Crosses it in. It's a deep one, but Collar won't get there. Goes out of play. And it is a goal kick for Barnsley. Like I say, it's definitely better, for sure, from Stockport County. So goal kick, which will be taken here by Gabriel Slanina, who is contracted at Chelsea until 2028. Conceded 21 goals so far this season, Barnsley, but a big hit was that with those 7 that they conceded at Old Trafford in the League Cup a couple of weeks ago. As a header away from Stockport County, chased down here by Wotton. De Chevigny can't quite deal with it, and he's dispossessed by Wotton. That's a great slide tackle. Wotton holds it, waits for the support, and puts it into the area, and it's a header away by Josh Earl. Put back into the sky by O'Keefe. Punched by Slanina. Onyango wants to head it back into the box. Headed out wide by Norwood. Collar runs into O'Keefe. Norwood chips it down the right side. Header away. Drops here to Davis Keeler-Dunn. And Stockport County just knocking on that door. And that's a great chip ball down the right wing here, and Humphreys will beat Pye to it. But Pye with the strong tackle kicks it away, but only as far as Cotter, who wants the early cross, lifts it into the 18-yard box. An easy catch for Corey Adai. Quickly rolls it to Norwood. Then out wide right it goes here to Will Collar. And then back to Tyler Onyango. And with just over 10 minutes left of this first half, even though Barnsley have taken an early lead, it's definitely not been the worst of performances by Stockport County. Definitely showing their worth in this division. Might not have been able to have said that last week when they were beaten 4-1, but this is a good response from the away side. As Horsfall heads away twice, and it drops to Connell in the centre circle here for Barnsley, their captain. Goes to this near side now to Corey O'Keefe. Then number 7 on the halfway line, running here at Will Collar. It was jockeying him down the line. And then plays it back here into Matthew Craig, who's got a lot of options in front of him here. But has to go back in the end to De Chevigny. And it's now with Roberts, the middle centre half of that back three. It's now Earl on this near side with O'Keefe. Ball into the middle to Connell. And then a switch out to the right to De Chevigny. And he plays it forward to Keeler Dunn. It's now Cotter, the right wing back in the final third, running at Torre. Driving inside onto his right foot, edge of the area, onto his left foot. He fancies the shot straight at the goalkeeper of that near post. Comfortable save for Corey Adai, the former Arsenal Academy goalkeeper. Left Arsenal, then went through for Coventry as well. Had a year of his career in Norway as well, Corey Adai. This is his first ever taste of League One football. 9 minutes to play, still 1-0 here at Oakwell. Looks like Stockport County have gone long, headed up in the air by Earl. Headed down by Bates, headed on a second time to Wotton. Touched it away from Roberts. Wotton turns into trouble though with Matthew Craig. And it's Barnsley on the ball in their defensive third. Left wing back, O'Keefe. Back to Earl. Sends it forward. It's a high one, beyond the halfway line. Header won by Horsford. Looks straight to a red shirt there of Matthew Craig. And it's Barnsley who are back in possession in their own half here with their central centre-back, Mark Roberts, who has also played for the likes of Wakefield, Worksop, Buxton, Halifax. A lot of his early years in non-league before making his breakout at Barnsley, where he's now returned to from Birmingham. And he's got the ball here, midway side his own half. Not any pressure on him at the moment. Goes to the left centre-back of Earl. Furthest wide's O'Keefe. He's facing his own goal. Pressure from Collar. Still with O'Keefe. And finds his goalkeeper in the 18-yard box. Good pressing here from Stockport County. And Slanina will just send it down the Barnsley left. Controlled well by Humphreys. Poked away from him by Onyango. Then poked out of play by Collar. Throwing on the halfway line for Barnsley. That's the head-to-head between these two. 93 previous meetings. Barnsley winning 32, Stockport County winning 29. Stockport County haven't won any of their last 5 against Barnsley. The last winning coming back in September 2002 as it's given away there by Craig, but he's able to regain possession, tackling Louis Barry towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Barnsley just get rid, throwing for Stockport County on the halfway line. Just a little bit of a lapse of concentration there by the youngster. Matthew Craig on loan from Spurs, 21 years of age, just his 30th appearance in professional football. He's appeared once for Spurs, and that was off the bench against Leeds in the Premier League back in May 2023. As it's Wotton. He's had a great first half for Stockport County, holding the ball up rather well. It's Norwood sending it out to the right, knocked off the ball. Onyango sends it down the line. And it's pulled back for the free kick. Onyango had actually got away from his man, but Stockport County are going to have to settle for that free kick as Oliver Norwood released it. It was just shoved in the back there by Craig. And just in front of the halfway line, just towards the Stockport County left, it's a free kick. And they've tried to take it short and out wide. And it's one back there for Barry, who would give it away previously, but then he's lost it again to Cotter. Really poor from Louis Barry, and Barnsley are in over the top. The flag has stayed down. Davis Keeler-Dunn's in. He's got Collar trying to tackle him, and that's what happens in the box. Collar makes the challenge. He had to, and he got it right. Onyango kicking out of play. Throwing for Barnsley on the halfway line. Onside there, Keeler-Dunn, as the ball was played in behind for him. He was still in his own half, but it was well dealt with in the end by Will Collar. As Oliver Norwood flicks it forward. Big header away there by De Chevigny. It's now Pye. Winning it to Bate. Sending it over the top of the Barnsley defence. It'll be given chase to here by Barry, who will beat De Chevigny to it. Towards the corner flag. Barry goes down, wanting the free kick, not winning it. And De Chevigny not quite able to keep it in as he clears it. And it's a throw-in right next to the corner flag here for Stockport County. Just overran it slightly there on the far side. De Chevigny, once he'd won the ball back there by Louis Barry. And he did catch him, to be fair. You can see why Louis Barry wanted the free kick. Didn't get it. Got a throw in instead, though, which is a bit of a cheap one to give away, really, for Barnsley. And it's going to be taken here by Ibu Toure. Does play internationally for Gambia. Ibu Toure played the full 180 minutes in the September international break. As he throws this long into the 18-yard box, headed away at the near post by Barry Cotter. Flicked to the left there by Norwood to Bate. Stockport County still alive here. 5 minutes until half time. Bate goes for a cross into the box. Headed away by Mark Roberts, all as far as Will Collar, who could try and recycle it back into the box with a cross. He puts it in. It's headed towards goal, and it's caught in the gloves of Gabriel Slanina. Bit of an easy one in the end. I think it was actually Craig who sent it back towards his own goal there when defending that cross. We're just over the 40-minute mark. It's Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0 here at Oakwell. Some games up against Huddersfield coming up for Barnsley. They've got them in the league away on the 5th of October, then played them in the EFL Trophy on the 8th away from home as well. But their next game is here again to start off October against Wycombe. And for Stockport County, they've got the travel. They've got the trip to Shrewsbury before going back home to face Wigan and Wycombe in the league. Like I said, there's no real easy fixtures at this level. Pretty difficult league to get out of. A difficult division to stay in as well, as Darryl Clark, the Barnsley head coach, was relegated last season with Cheltenham when he was brought in the October of last year. Couldn't quite keep them up, unfortunately. But clearly plays a brand of football that Barnsley liked, and they've brought him back to League One to try and lift them into the Championship. Long thrown by Toure, header away for Barnsley, up towards Humphreys, who just loses out there to Horsfall. Back to Wadai it goes here, in the 18-yard box. It goes to the right back here of Onyango, wanting to go forward. Humphreys chasing him down, and he plays it down the line into space. It's a teasing ball here. Alafe's going to chase it. Earl gets there first, turning one way, then the other, trying to clear. Doesn't take a touch. Straight through. Looking for Humphreys. Touch goes out of play. Thrown for Stockport County. Taken quickly by Norwood. Looking for Alafe. Doesn't quite have the strength on Earl. He plays it down the line to O'Keefe. Tackle there by Collar. And it's a throw-in in the defensive third here for Barnsley on this near side. It will be taken by their number 32, Josh Earl, who came through the Preston Academy. 6'4". He's an absolute giant at the back there. Picked up 4 yellow cards already in the league. And he's not the only one who plays football in his family. His brother Lewis plays for Bury FC. Now, I think Josh Earl has left this throw-in to be taken by Mark Roberts instead, who launches it towards the halfway line. Bit of a 50p header there by Fraser Horsfall. Out of play, thrown for Barnsley, midway inside their own half, again on the near side. Throw taken by Earl. Flicked on by the head of O'Keefe. Headed away by Horsfall. Flicked into the air by Connell. Chased by Louis Barry. Dealt with though by Barry Cotter. Flicks it over his head. Clearance. Nodded down though by Piter. Ibu Toure. Down the left channel it goes here for Barry. Bit of space for him. Barry against Cotter. On his right foot. Still has it. Edge of the area. Turns out and plays it out to the left to Toure. Short ball canned off him by Cotter. And to the goalkeeper it goes of Slanina. Bit of a waste there from Stockport County. Again, Louis Barry just not quite being as effective as he would like to be. Joined Aston Villa back in January 2020 from Barcelona when he had that little stint at La Masia. It's his third time here playing in League One. Played twice for Ipswich in the 21-22 season, then played 22 times for MK Dons in this division, 2 seasons prior when they were relegated from the division. Stockport County are the ones to clear out from the back. Up towards Alafe. Header by Earl. Back it goes to De Chevigny, whose touch is a little bit poor, and it's just about kept alive there by Craig. And Barnsley still have it just in their own half. Connell sending the ball over the top of Onyango. But he'll chase it and he'll get there ahead of Davis. Keeler done. And Adai plays a pass to the edge of the area towards Horsfall. Away from him, but collected by Norwood in a right back position. Plays it back towards the byline to Onyango, whose clearance cannons off Humphreys. And it drops to Keeler done. Goes out wide to O'Keefe. Back inside now to Matthew Craig. 25 yards out from goal. Back out wide it goes to Connell. And backwards to Earl. It's now in the middle to Craig, keeping the ball away from Norwood. It's now out to this near side to Connell, waiting for a bit of movement and going back here to Earl. 4 minutes added on at the end of this first half at Oakwell. Still 1-0 Barnsley. As it's Connell on that left wing again. He wants to think of the early cross, plays it down the line instead to O'Keefe, who's all on his own. O'Keefe in the area, putting it across. It's a high one, all the way to the opposite side of the box to Cotter, who takes the touch. 1-on-1 with Torre. Wants to try and take him on possibly. Couple of step overs and a cross, which deflects behind for a corner. Well won there by Barry Cotter, who has persistently been attacking down that Barnsley right-hand side. So it's going to be taken by the left boot of Luca Connell, who has got a delivery on him. He can certainly cross the ball. Former Celtic midfielder. Scored on his 75th appearance in League One last week. He put his right arm in the air. He crosses it to the near post. Header won by Wotton. And it goes here to Cotter. Feeds it back down the line for Connell. Takes one touch and then delivers it back into the area. Header away by Torre this time. As far as O'Keefe, still alive for Barnsley. On this left wing here, it's Earl, dispossessed by Will Collar, who will drive forward here for Stockport County. Wants to go forward and lifts it in behind. That's a brilliant ball. Is he onside? Barry's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. He goes around him and he shoots. It's a big save. Wotton has a strike as well. Another good save by Slanina. And they are the chances that Stockport County have simply got to take. Well won by Will Collar in his own half, and a brilliant ball in behind for Barry, who was running at the goalkeeper. He'd come quite far out, the Barnsley number 1, and he tried to go round him, but Slanina was able to make himself big and save it, and it dropped to Wotton, who ran 22 yards out on a strike of his own, but the goalkeeper had already got back up and saved the second attempt. Is a throw-in for Stockport County on the far side in the final third, but that's a huge opportunity not taken by Louis Barry. Throwing into the near post, flicked on, Wotton controls, Onyango shoots, it's a block, it's still alive, needs to be cleared. Bate out to the right to Wotton, to Collar. Wotton asking for a handball shout there on the Onyango shot. They thought that may have struck a hand. Stockport County have gone all the way back to their goalkeeper, and it's still 1-0 here at Oakwell. Stockport County that time the closest to scoring, as it's Corey Adai on his right foot, sending it down the right channel. Headed away by Earl, throwing for Stockport County. 3 big chances there. Barry with the first shot, Wotton with the second, and then Onyango having a strike of his own. And it has come off the left hand of Earl. Without VAR, that can be tough to see. He's definitely stopping it going towards goal. Wouldn't necessarily call it an unnatural position. It's not like he's put his arm in the way on purpose. But he's definitely struck a hand for sure, as Onyango lifted down the right channel for Alafe. Controls it beautifully in the final third, then back to Collar. Tackled by Connell. Good foot in there by the captain. It's now O'Keefe driving inside onto his right foot. The space for Cotter on the right. Short ball cut out by Torre, but the touch is loose from the Gambian. And it's now Cotter to bring it away himself. On his left foot, edge of the area. Lays it off. Phillips back out wide here. Cross. Flapped at by Gadai. Shot towards goal. Big block by Torre. Connell has a second go at it and wide it goes. And it looks like at half-time it's going to finish Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. Goal kick for the Hatters. What a crazy whirlwind end to the first half here. Shots left, right and centre. Big block from Torre from the Connell first strike. And then his second one from the edge of the area, just going a couple of yards wide. So we've got the goal kick here. I think it's going to go long for the Hatters. And as soon as it goes in the air, which it has, the referee blows for half-time here at Oakwell. It's Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0, and the only goal of the game came rather early on from the penalty spot. Adam Phillips dispatched into the bottom right corner to get his 5th goal of the season, and the penalty was conceded through Tyler Onyango, the Everton loanee for Stockport County, who just lost his man of Keeler Dunn, who was drifting in from the left wing into a more central area in the box. He just put a foot in, looking to get the ball, got the man instead, gave away the penalty. And Barnsley, who had a quick start in fairness, were granted a reward for that quick start via a goal from the penalty spot from their main man, Adam Phillips, who, in fairness, since the goal has been rather quiet. But I don't think Barnsley will mind because he's got his goal and he's got them ahead at the moment. But Stockport County did not let that get them down, even though they lost last week 4-1 to Leyton Orient, and they were behind early on here. It didn't knock their confidence too much. They've had more of the possession than Barnsley, 45% to 55%. Barnsley have had 7 shots, Stockport County have had 6. Both have had 3 on target, but Stockport County's biggest chance of all came at the end of the half. They were defending a corner. It was won back by Will Collar, who sent a beautiful ball over the top of the Barnsley defence for Louis Barry, who was running at the edge of the area, trying to get a shot off, but Slanina, the goalkeeper, stayed big, saved the first shot. That cannon to Kyle Wootton, who had a shot of his own from 22 yards out, that was saved by the goalkeeper. Then from the resulting throw-in, it was thrown long into the box, flicked on, touched down by Wootton, and a shot towards goal by Tyler Onyango, who was blocked by the left hand of Josh Earl, but it was a rather close range block. Wasn't really in an unnatural position, the hand. It would have been a harsh penalty to give, but it certainly struck a hand, and Stockport County asked the question, and they got a no as an answer. And after a pretty eventful first half here in League One on this Saturday night kickoff, it's Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. Like I say, that's definitely not been a boring first half of football. I was a little bit worried that Barnsley would have ran away with that when they went 1-0 up rather early on after that penalty conceded by Onyango. But they responded well, Stockport County. Got their foot on the ball pretty early. In the opening half an hour, despite they were having more of the ball, they didn't really travel into the Barnsley 18-yard box. But as the half went on, they got a few more crosses in, got a few more passes in behind, and started to find a little bit of success. And they are more than in this game so far, Stockport County, if you just want to read the stats alone. And as they've updated the stats, it's actually 7 shots each, 3 shots on target each. And it's just Stockport County that are better in the possession, just a little bit higher than Barnsley's. But if you are to go at half-time, make sure you do return for the second half, as it looks like it's going to be an exciting one, as Barnsley have got a lead to protect, and Stockport County aren't going to let them have it easy, as it is 1-0 at the moment here at Oakwell, all due to a penalty kick in the 4th minute, dispatched by Adam Phillips, came through the Liverpool Academy, now 26 years of age, scoring on his 150th appearance in the division for Adam Phillips. 150 League One appearances, 34 goals now, and at the start of this season he's now made 100 Barnsley appearances. Like I say, he went a little bit quiet after his goal, Adam Phillips, the number 8, not getting on the ball too much, not doing too much with it, but you know, he was given the responsibility and the pressure of taking the penalty, and he scored it. So again, you can't have too many complaints, but he'll certainly want to get more in the game, impossible. Both sides have got plenty of attacking options to bring on off the bench. For Barnsley, they've got the youngster of Aidan Marsh, who they brought in 10 years ago for a second spell. Left for a couple of years to go to Sheffield United, but he's been back at the club now for 10 years. He's born in Barnsley, spent last season with a loan spell at York in the National League, then played quite a few times for the first team as well, Aidan Marsh. And also as a striker, they've got Sam Cosgrove, who has been replaced out at the starting 11 tonight for Stephen Humphreys, who got that winner late on away at Burton last week. They've also got a left wing Portuguese sensation of Fabio Jallo, the 18-year-old, who they've had since 2019, brought in from Benfica at the age of 13, 14 years old. And he does play for Portugal's under-19s. His last goal for the under-19s was in November of last year. Lisbon-born. Spent about 5 years in Benfica's academies. They've got him to bring on as well. Then they've got number 10, Josh Benson, who's more of a central midfielder. And he has had a horrid time with injuries in the last few seasons. You know, last season he made 8 appearances altogether. He was out from August to September, then November to February, then out for a bit of April as well. And he's returned this season in the last 3 appearances, all off the bench in League One, because he was out for the first 3. He has started a game in the season, and that was in the EFL Trophy to Manchester United's under-21s. So that's Barnsley's bench, and then Stockport County have got good quality themselves. They've got Michael Mellon on the bench. First time he's in the matchday squad for Stockport County, on loan from Burnley. He injured himself with his knee in pre-season. It was thought to be quite serious, but he's been able to recover, the Burnley loanee. He's on the bench for the first time tonight. They've also got their number 10, their new number 10, Jaden Fevrier, who they brought in for an undisclosed fee from Colchester. Scored once, and that was away against Blackpool. He's only started once in the league. He's usually more used as a substitute off the bench, Jade, in February, but he's a really direct player, runs at players, and he can be dangerous. They've also got Jack Diamond as well, brought in on a free from Sunderland, and a really good signing from Manchester City's academy, Lewis Fiorini, the Scottish under-21s international, Manchester born, 22 years of age. He's started the season with injury, but he is back in the matchday squads now, and he's on the bench as well. But like I say, it's not like Stockport County haven't had the chances, especially at the end of that first half, for that double save from the goalkeeper of Gabriel Slanina, first one from Barry, who you would usually expect to score a goal like that one-on-one. Louis Barry, like I say, 4 goals already this season in the league, 5 in all competitions if you include the EFL Trophy. Do you think promotion or playoffs for County? I mean, they've spent a decent amount of money again this summer. You know, quite a few fees. You know, like I say, that Lewis Fiorini, the Manchester City youth player who they brought in, you know, that fee they've brought him in could rise up towards £1 million. They've also got the wages that they're spending on Oliver Norwood, who of course was playing Premier League football last season. So even though they've spent well, I think they've got to be realistic. You know, they're ahead of schedule in terms of their success at the moment, Stockport County. So I think, of course, you know, the manager will want promotion, the board will want playoffs, but their first season back in this division, it's a difficult division, it can be a bit of a tricky one. I don't think they'll mind, for this season, just a mid-table finish. Solidify themselves in the division, make sure you're safe, you know, don't even think about flirting with relegation, stay away from that. And of course, they'll be aiming for playoffs. I'm not saying they're aiming for mid-table. They'll be aiming for higher, but I think they'll take mid-table. You know, just a season to solidify, and then they can go again next season. They would have had a season to adapt to this division. You know, a lot of these players haven't got vast experience in League One, so they'll have a season of League One football under their belts. So, like I say, I think automatic promotion's too much. Playoffs, I think they'll go for. I think that'll be the aim. Let's try and get playoffs. But if they end up around mid-table, I don't think they'll be crying about that. I think they'll think, right, season survived. We know what we're doing. We've had a season now in this division where we can kind of understand what to expect from certain teams and what kind of level we're facing. And then I think, like I said, I think next season is where they'll really aim for those playoff positions. But like I say, for Barnsley, for them it'll definitely be promotion. Like I say, the last 2 seasons they finished in the playoffs. Last season they were beaten in the semi-finals by Bolton, and the season before that they beat Bolton in the semi-final, but then were beaten by Sheffield Wednesday in the final with like the last kick of the game. That was rather heartbreaking to watch, in fairness, for Barnsley. I think it was a Josh Windass header in like the 121st minute, and then like I said, last season losing to Bolton. Rather frustratingly, really, because they got beaten the first leg 3-1 at home, and they went to Bolton and won the second leg 3-2. Of course, losing by 2 goals in the first leg and then winning by 1 in the second meant that they fell to a defeat. So a rather frustrating one there for Barnsley, who ended up parting ways, you know, with their manager last season of Neil Collins, rather towards the back end of last season. Now they're under Darryl Clark, and like I say, so far all competitions, 6 wins from 11, 2 of them in the League Cup, beating Wigan away, Sheffield United at home as well, so some decent wins for them in the League Cup to get them that game at Old Trafford, where they unfortunately were beaten 7-0, but like I say, I don't think they were expecting too much from that game at Old Trafford, but it's never nice being beaten 7-0. And I was planning to mention, I had a listen back to my commentary on Monday when I did Fleetwood Morecambe. Great game, ended 2-2 in the end in that derby. But I wasn't too well at the start of this week and the end of last week. I was really ill and probably shouldn't have commentated. And I was listening back, and the energy levels were a lot different. I feel like I'm a bit more upbeat tonight. I had to listen back to a little bit of the commentary, and I thought, wow, yeah, I was definitely not feeling great, and you could hear it, and you could just tell But hopefully tonight, for tonight's commentary, and tomorrow, commentate tomorrow, we can see it going across screen right now. Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid, La Liga, Madrid derby, 8 o'clock tomorrow. Make sure you're here. That should be a really good game. But yeah, I feel like the energy levels are back. I'm feeling recovered. But just thought I'd mention, yeah, if you were here on Monday night, thank you, and none of you complained, which is very nice because yeah, the energy levels weren't quite there, as much as what it usually is, just because I was a little bit under the weather. But we're back now. And like I said, we've got the Madrid derby coming on Sunday tomorrow. And then we've got some midweek games as well. We're going to be finally commentating on some European football. On Wednesday, it's Aston Villa by Munich. And then the Thursday, we've got Rangers against Lyon. And then next weekend, we've got Chelsea women taking on Manchester United women. So we are delving back into the WSL. So the second half of this League One fixture between Barnsley and Stockport County will be getting back underway in a couple of minutes' time. Separated from a penalty in the 4th minute by Adam Phillips, given away by Tyler Onyango, but it's been a very even first half so far. Both having 7 shots, both 3 on target. Stockport County just edging the possession, but it's 45-55, so not much in it at all. Don't think either of the two sides will make changes. Like I say, even though he had a bit of a shaky start to the game, Tyler Onyango, the Stockport County fullback, he gave away the penalty, then got yellow carded about midway inside the first half. That could be a possible change for Stockport County, just maybe to avoid the risk of getting a man sent off. You know, he's only 21 years of age, and they definitely don't want to be going down to 10 men here at Oakwell. Stockport County, they'll definitely need all 11 players on the pitch. So, second half soon to be underway. And like I say, the last time these two sides met, it was in League One. It was in the 04-05 season, so 20 seasons ago. And they both ended in draws. It was 3-3 here, and it was 2-2 back at Edgeley. Stockport County are winless in their last 4 visits here to Barnsley. They drew in December 04, they drew in November 03, lost in March 03, and then drew in September 01. The last time they won here was in March 2001, and it was a 2-0 win for Stockport County. 3 of the last 4 have been draws, and Barnsley have just lost 1 of the last 8 against Stockport County from 01 to 05, as it does look like Tyler Onyango has come off for Stockport County. He replaced Callum Connolly in the starting 11 tonight, and it looks like it's just been reversed back. And it is right. So Tyler Onyango off and Callum Connolly back on for the second half here. So just the one change. Onyango off, who would give away the penalty and was on a booking, and he's been replaced by the number 16 of Callum Connolly, brought in on a free after his contract at Blackpool expired at the end of last season. He came through Everton's academy and is a former England under-21 international. But Callum Connolly is now at the age of 27, turned 27 last week on the 23rd. So a bit of a technical difficulty for one of the assistant referees here. So we're going to get a bit of a delayed restart to this second half. Just trying to get some microphones reworking again. So, looks like we have got that issue fixed. Just the fourth official there, William Davis, trying to sort out some of the technical issues. It will be Barnsley kicking left to right, Stockport County right to left towards their away support, which is in the higher tier of that away end. Barnsley kick us off, going diagonally out to the right and long. It's a header away by Norwood, throwing on the halfway line here for Barnsley on this near side, and we are back underway. And just behind him, one of their players, Conor Hurahan, is also a coach here. So he's not in the matchday squad, so he's all suited and booted up as a coach. There's another throw-in one in the final third for Barnsley. And there is, again, Dave Challoner, the Stockport County manager. 7 promotions, 3 via the playoffs. And he took over Stockport County when they were 12th in the National League, and now he's got them all the way up in 10th in League One. Cotter sends the long throw in into the area, headed away on the edge of the 6-yard box by Horsfall, back in by O'Keefe. A die drops and recollects as he was put under pressure there by Mark Roberts, the Barnsley centre-back. And we are underway in the second half at Oakwell. Just going to get that timer restarted. At Stockport County have it midway side their own half. It's with the left centre-back of Ethan Pye. High ball down the left channel, looking for Wotton. Up he goes, loses out the challenge to De Chevigny. Then cleared by Roberts on the edge of the box, up towards the halfway line. Header up in the air by Pye. Second header won by Cotter. Third header won by Bate. Fourth by Craig. Fifth by Roberts. And eventually on the floor it goes. Dispossessed though through Fraser Horsfall, who sends it into the space there for Louis Barry, just overhit. And he goes out for a throw-in for Barnsley towards their right wing-back position. Game of head tennis there for a little bit at the start of the second half. Stockport County have scored in every game they've played so far this season in all competitions. And they'll be looking to try and continue that. They even scored in their League Cup defeat, which was a 6-1 loss at home to Blackburn, playing a lot of youth academy players that day, Stockport County, and were given a rather big beating by the Championship side. So throwing here towards the halfway line for Barnsley, taken by Miles de Chevigny. It's a long one. Headed inside by Pye for Stockport County. It drops here for Connolly. And it's now with the right wing back of Collar. High ball down the right side to Alafe. Ooh, that's a bit of a miscued one. Straight out of play. Barnsley throwing on the far side. It's going to be left to be taken by Josh Earl. 25 years of age, brought in the January of last season. Josh Earl from Fleetwood, so he's not been here for too long. He's already picked up 10 bookings already in his time, in his previous 30 games for Barnsley. So the goalkeeper, Slanina, onto his left foot, clearing it long out to the Barnsley left. Header forward by Collar, played forward by Connell first time. Header away by Horsfall, drops here to Craig. Out wide right, it goes to Phillips, touches it behind him to Cotter, then back into the space out wide for Phillips. Tries to play ball to his left towards Cotter, cut out by Torre. He's had a solid game as well, the Gambian full-back, but it's given away through a loose touch by Bate. It's now Connell. Tackle fairly by Bate. And then Norwood sends it out to the left wing to Barry on the halfway line. And he's forced to go back to Torre. And then back once more to Horsfall, and it's Stockport County in possession again. Midway inside their own half, with the left centre-back of Pye. It's now Torre, everything to his right for the fullback. Lifts it down the left-hand side. Wotton will chase it. And he gets there ahead of Roberts. Wotton trying to run away from danger, but instead falls over. And he loses out there to Edwards. Bate tries to win it back. But Barnsley get out of trouble, playing it to their goalkeeper, Slanina. Sends it long, right-footed. It's a high one, straight out of play. Throwing on the halfway line for Stockport County. 4 minutes into this second half. Barnsley still lead by a goal to nil at Oakwell. There's Dave Challoner there, writing down a few notes, the Stockport County manager. Torre. Forward to Wootton, touches loose, taken off him by Connell, plays it forward to Phillips. Poor ball. He's not been very good tonight, Adam Phillips. I know he scored the penalty, but after that, he's just not been on it too much as County lift it forward towards Wootton, headed away by Roberts. Craig forward, giving away back Craig to Pye. Barnsley just taking a bit of time to get into this second half. A few loose touches and passes along the way. Norwood out to the left to Barry. Just about gets there ahead of Cotter and pokes it forward to Wootton, then back out wide left to Torre. Plenty of time here for him to get across in. It's an early one. It's one towards the far post and it's an easy catch there for Slanina, who rolls out to the edge of the area here to Connell, the captain. He's got O'Keefe in a bit of space to the left and he'll find him. Keeler Dunn drifts inside as O'Keefe can work the wide area. Cuts inside away from Collar and then lays it off for Connell. And then back to the halfway line to Earl. And Barnsley can restart again here. There's everyone behind the ball for Stockport County at the moment. This is with the right centre-back here, Amal de Chevigny. Lifts it towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed down by Pye to Torre on this near side. Down the line again to Barry. Can't quite get there ahead of de Chevigny, who then gets it away from Bate and then go forward to Cotter. Step overs. Tackled though by Pye. Kicks it straight to Connell. So Barnsley still have it. Working it out to the left-hand side now here with O'Keefe. Earl, just inside the Barnsley half, goes to Roberts. And across to the right here to de Chevigny. Into the middle to Matthew Craig. Loses out to Bate. Stockport County have won it in a fantastic area. Wootton down the left here to Barry in the box. Squares it. Bate shoots it and he drags it just wide. Always curling away from goal. But not the worst of attempts for Lewis Bate, who's still looking for his first Stockport County goal. The young captain brought in. Has impressed, named captain at the start of the season and almost scoring his first goal. Winning it well in the Barnsley half there. Good press from the away side. And Bate, just from the edge of the area, left-footed, just tried to curl it to that far corner. It's not far away, but like I say, it was always curling away from goal. But it's still 1-0 to Barnsley. Just less than 7 minutes into the second half. But Stockport County certainly have been in this game. Slanina with a goal kick out to the Barnsley right, off the head of Torre. That should be a Barnsley throw-in, and it is, on the halfway line. As for Barnsley last season, they struggled here at Oakwell, just winning 9 and losing 8 of their home matches. Definitely the place they probably struggled with. They probably had more, success on their travels in the end, probably. Hence why they got beat here in the first leg against Bolton in the playoff semi-final, but then they went and won away from home at Bolton. So probably summed up their season, that playoff semi-final. Struggled at home, but did rather well away from home as County have a ball cleared away at the back line by by Roberts. It's now Pye to hook it away from Phillips. Headed back forward though by Matthew Craig, headed away by Pye, headed forward by Craig. Brought down by Humphreys to Craig. Strong tackle by Norwood. Bounces back to him off Bate. It's now Humphreys. 22 yards out. The shot deflects and it's palmed away by Adai. And the corner can not be avoided by Ibu Torre. And he was just given the time there, Humphreys. It bounced to Craig rather fortunately, but he slipped it through well for Humphreys. And the shot eventually came in just on the edge of the D. And it just took a slight nick off Connolly. And it was met by the goalkeeper of Corey Adai. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger on this near side for Connell. Into the near post. It's cleared by Norwood. Barry will chase it. Cotter gets there first, shielding it away. And then playing it back here to Craig, and then to the goalkeeper, midway side the Barnsley half here. It's now to the left to O'Keefe. Inside to Earl. Back it goes to Craig. Then back once more to Slanina. Hurries it away first time left-footed into the Stockport County half. Headed away by Horsfall. Picked up by Cotter in the central area. Overruns it. Kicks it out to the Barnsley left, and it's gone straight to Wootton. The away side back on the ball. And they go backwards with Norwood, finding Connolly. It's now with the goalkeeper, Adai. First time clearance forward, beyond the halfway line. Headed away by de Chevigny. Headed out wide left there by Pye to Torre. Stockport County back on it. Lifted ball, and it's a shocker. It's nowhere near Tanto Alafe. Straight through to the goalkeeper of Gabriel Slanina. And now Barnsley can restart from the back. 9.5 minutes into the second half. It's still Barnsley 1. Stockport County now. This fixture, and the history of it, nearly 124 years old. First time these two met was in the October of 1900. And it was a 2-1 Stockport County win. As Barnsley go along, can't quite be met there by Davis Keeler Dunn. Went straight through to the goalkeeper of Adai, and Stockport County build out from the back. It's with their goalkeeper Adai, the number 34. Out to the right centre half for Connolly. Bit of time on the ball here for the former Blackpool man. Lifts it down the line, but no one's there. Absolutely nobody. And it's Barnsley to have it back, far side, just in their own half. O'Keefe, back once more to Earl. Then he lifts it forward down the channel. Header won by Horsfall. In the centre circle, the ball's alive. Drops for Barry, tackled though by Craig. Just nicking the ball from behind. And it's Barnsley to restart again with their goalkeeper Slanina. Goes to the right centre half here of Mile de Chevigny. He lifts it up towards the big man Humphreys. Headed backwards by Pye, but to his centre-back partner Horsfall. Now with Pye, the left centre-back, in the defensive third. It goes down the line here for Torre. It's now Pye again. Back it goes to Corey Adai, who, right-footed, clears it away. No chances taken. Up towards Wotton. Headed away there by Roberts, all as far as Alafe. Out wide left to Torre. Passes a bit short, so that tackle comes in. But it drops eventually for Louis Barry. Gets away from one centre-half. Driving inside. Working it to the right to Collar, who dummies it for Connolly. On the edge of the area, left-footed. He's going to go for goal, and it's just wide. Not the worst of attempts there by Callum Connolly, who's still yet to score his first goal for his new club. But from left to right, that was well worked by the away side. And Barnsley are really mixing things up here. They're going to go for a triple change. And the first change we'll see Tottenham loanee Matthew Craig replaced. So will Davis Keeler Dunn, the man who won the penalty. Had previously scored 3-3 against Stockport County. So one of the change, and the third and final change, we'll see Stephen Humphreys come off. So it's Humphreys, Keeler Dunn and Craig off for Josh Benson, Sam Cosgrove and Aidan Marsh. So 2 strikers on. So it looks like they're going to put some more strike power up front. A bit more for Stockport County to deal with here in terms of the striker positions. Sam Cosgrove and Aidan Marsh going on alongside central midfielder and their number 10, Josh Benson. Came through the Arsenal Academy, Benson, before a couple of years at Burnley. And then he eventually signed for Barnsley back in in the July of 2021. As we're having another bit of a brief pause in play due to another technical difficulty here with one of the assistant referees on this near side. Luke O'Connell not happy, the Barnsley captain, that this is taking so long. So, not exactly the pause in play you want to see. But like I say, for Barnsley, playoffs in back-to-back seasons, they were 2 points in the playoff positions last season, finishing ahead of Lincoln, who finished on 74 points. Barnsley finished on 76, but there were 16 points off the automatic spots last season. That will need to change for Barnsley, for sure. And you might remember that Barnsley were in the FA Cup, of course, in the first round, and they beat Horsham. And they were meant to go on and play the second round, but Barnsley were kicked out of the competition, and Horsham went through, you might remember, because Barnsley played an unregistered player against Horsham. So they were knocked out of the FA Cup due to an unregistered player last season, Barnsley. I know that's not where their focus will be this season, the FA Cup, but it's always frustrating to go out, never mind due to fielding an unregistered player. Apparently they played someone who had already played in the FA Cup on loan earlier on in the season. Absolute mess, and they were kicked out of the competition, and Horsham were given a free pass through. It's back underway. Looks like the technical difficulties have been dealt with for now. And Stockport County have it on the edge of the area. Horsfall to the left back, Torre. lifts it into space where it's only one man there, and it's Luke O'Connell for Barnsley, who's been forced to go back to De Chevigny. And we're now in the Barnsley half of Roberts. Clips out to the right in the county half, headed away by Torre. Put into the air by Bate. Loses out to Phillips. And Barnsley have it on this near side. De Chevigny, nice touch inside. Being pressed though by Bate and Barry. And he's facing his own goal, and he finds the goalkeeper of Slanina. Half an hour to go, he clears it first time. Controlled by Luke O'Connell. And he kicks it off the referee. It's going to be a drop ball for Barnsley. Just inside their own half. Back underway with Roberts finding the left centre half at Earl. Still in the Barnsley half. We're not anymore as he lifts it out to the left. It's a high one. And it's not brought down there by Benson because it's gone out of play on the far side. Stockport County throwing. Still 1-0 here at Oakwell. Barnsley have made 3 changes. Just the one for Stockport County. That was made at half time. Onyango came off for Connolly. Throwing down the line by Connolly. Dealt with for Barnsley. Played in behind by Connell. Marsh will chase it. The Barnsley-born striker on the left wing. Keeping it away from Horsfall. Kicking it off a county man. Straight to Horsfall. It's now forward through Norwood to Olafe. Brought to the ground by Earl. And that's going to be a free kick for the away side. It's been a bit quiet in the second half. Tanto Olafe. Stockport County's number 9. Scored 20 league goals last season, including a hat-trick this time last year against Wrexham. Did miss the last 3 games of last season with an injury. I think it was a foot injury picked up in the end. Tanto Olafe was able to hit the 20-goal mark in the end. So Stockport County have it. Lifting it up towards the big man Wotton. Headed down though by Earl to O'Keefe. Into the middle to Connell. Back into the 18-yard box to De Chevigny, who spins and clears it first time beyond the halfway line. Down the Barnsley right. Touch harder play there by Cosgrove. And that'll be a throw-in for Stockport County. Just inside their own half on this near side. Torre to take it. Throws it to Norwood. Returns it to Torre, who lifts it down the left channel. Headed away by De Chevigny. Drops to Barry Cotter. Forward and laid out wide right to Phillips. Back inside it goes to Connell. Forward towards Marsh. Cut out by Horsfall. It's now on the halfway line with Norwood. Nice tiny 1-2 with Bate. And it's now on the right hand side with Connolly. Leaves it for Will Collar. Onto the halfway line to Oliver Norwood. Sees a switch out to the left hand side. He's going to go for it. Cut out though by the head of Cotter. It's now to Phillips into the middle. It's a loose pass though, and it's now back with Stockport County through Pye. It's now Torre on the near side. Down the line for Barry. Back to Torre. Inside to Bate. Into the middle it goes to Collar. He's picked up loads of room. He's going to let fly here. Will Collar with the shot. Straight at the goalkeeper, Gabriel Slanina. Should be doing better than that really, Will Collar. He's yet to score as well this season. Scored 4 times last season. His last was away at Swindon in the middle of November. And he only made 2 appearances in the last 27 in the league, Will Collar, just due to so many persistent injuries. But he seems to have stayed injury-free for now at the start of this new campaign. There's a long ball forward. Flicked away by Norwood. Headed away by De Chevigny. Bit of midfield battling going on as it drops the halfway line, and Tanto Olafe gets a kick in the head from Josh Benson. Back to his feet immediately. And it's going to be a free kick for Stockport County. Just didn't quite get there ahead of Olafe. Josh Benson. And it's going to be a double change here for the away side. It's going to be 2 central midfielders coming on. So the first change, we'll see the 33-year-old Oliver Norwood, the former Sheffield United man, come off it. Made over 250 appearances for the Blades. And he comes off. And so does the other central midfielder. So it's a straight swap in central midfield. The captain, Lewis Bate, coming off. He's just returning back to injury in the last couple of games. He missed 5 at the start of the season with a slight injury. So he's coming back to fitness, Bate. And Norwood just still gaining his fitness. And they've been replaced there by Callum Camps and Lewis Fiorini. So a straight swap in the centre of that midfield for Stockport County. So Norwood and Bate off for Fiorini and Camps as well. So just over 25 minutes to play here at Oakwell. It's Barnsley 1, Stockport County 0. Just a penalty that separating the two sides at the moment. Scored in the 4th minute by Adam Phillips. Davis Keeler done brought down in the end. There's a long ball forward there. It's dealt with by Horsfall. That's a great towering header. Barry helps it on. Well, as far as Earl, he flicks out to the left. That's a nice little touch there. O'Keefe trying to switch out to the right towards Phillips on the edge of the area. Header away by Pye. Controlled by Cotter. And then foul by Fiorini. And that's a great... He's been good today. He's been really good, Barry Cotter. Spent a couple of years at Ipswich from 2018 to 2021. Then went back over to Ireland to play for the likes of Shamrock Rovers. And it still looks like he's found a new home here at Barnsley. He's been here for just over a year and a half now. Brought that down brilliantly, and then just flicked it away from the outstretched leg there of Lewis Fiorini, the substitute for Stockport County, who's just coming back from injury himself. This is just his second league appearance. His first one came last week, came off the bench in the 73rd minute against Leyton Orient. So in a rather central area, about 45 yards out, 40, 50 yards out, Barnsley can put this ball into the box, header away, and then volleyed by Collar. Up towards Barry, headed back out wide right by Benson towards Cotter, who's got Torre behind him. Cotter still has it here, camps the other side of him, Cotter shielding it away and winning the throw-in. It's really good, strong full-back / wing-back play there from Barry Cotter. Had no right really to win the throw-in there, surrounded by Stockport County shirts. There's Barnsley's new head coach giving a few instructions out there. Darryl Clark. 4 playoff wins in his career. One of them from League 2 to the League 1 with Port Vale. Header away there by Josh Earl. Header back away by Stockport County's Fraser Horsfall. It's now to the right wing back, Will Collar. Midway side, the Stockport County halves can go for a long ball down the right channel. Tanto Alafe chases. Header away by Josh Earl. Into the midfield now to Connell. And wide it goes to O'Keefe, facing his own goal. Back inside to Connell. Too much time on the ball for the captain. He can find a ball forward into the centre circle to Phillips, who's unmarked. Then to the right wing back to Cotter. Another lifted ball forward, dealt with by Horsfall, who goes down over a challenge, but play can continue with advantage as Stockport County still have it, and have worked it back to their number 6 of Fraser Horsfall. He was named twice in the team of the season in League 2. Promoted twice from that division with Northampton, and then left straight after that to join Stockport County, and then obviously promoted with them last season, winning the title. Quarter of the game to go here at Oakwell. Horsfall goes long out to the Stockport County right. It's Collar to chase down a pretty short header backwards by O'Keefe, but it just about works its way to the American goalkeeper. And Barnsley can restart again from their 18-yard box. He eventually kicks it out of his hands. It's a long ball into the Stockport County half, headed away by Horsfall. A second one away from Horsfall. And it's now Alafe battling, loses out to Benson. On the halfway line here. He goes back to the central centre-back of Mark Roberts. Then lifts it out to the right, straight to Ibu Torre for the away side, who puts it into the centre of midfield here to Fiorini. Back out wide left it goes now to Louis Barry. Ibu Torre overlaps him. Barry drives inside instead and plays it back to Fiorini. Runs into traffic of Aidan Marsh. One back here for Barnsley. Cosgrove holding it up and losing out to Fraser Horsfall. Barry slips it through for Wootton. It's a poor ball. Kicked by Roberts off Wootton. Goal kick. Massive waste for Stockport County. They've done barely anything in this second half. It's been a really scrappy second 45 minutes. Horsfall with a brilliant tackle there on Cosgrove. And it fell to Barry in the middle of the park. He tried to slip it into the space there for Wootton. It wasn't a great ball. And Mark Roberts came sliding in, kicked it off Wootton and got Barnsley the ball back. But when you're not really making too many chances, you've got to be taking the ones that come your way, and they've wasted a big one there, the away side. Big kick from the goalkeeper, 21 to play. Headed inside and headed backwards by Benson, controlled by Connell. Back it goes one more to De Chevigny. Now to the goalkeeper, Slanina. First time clearance, right-footed. Header away on the halfway line by Torre for Stockport County. Benson just working it away from the slide, and Alafe forward by O'Keefe. A late run from Cotter. Is he onside? He gets there ahead of Adai. And he sends it across goal and away. Don't know if that was a shot or a cross. I'm hoping it was a cross because it's not gone out, I don't think. And if it went out, I don't think it went out for a goal kick. It might have been a throw-in. Simple ball over the top there by O'Keefe. And Cotter was well onside. He was left by Horsfall and Torre. Adai really second-guessing whether to come or go. Didn't really do either. He was caught in no man's land a little bit there, the county goalkeeper. And they've got a throw-in on that far side. Throw-in away by Connolly up towards Alafe. Loses the header to Roberts. Nice bit of skill there. Unfortunate by Phillips to lose out. O'Keefe, to lose out. Clearance from Stockport County. All as far as de Chevigny. Clipped forward by Roberts. Headed down by Cosgrove. Finds Phillips. Away from the challenger Pye. On this Barnsley right. Midway inside the opposition half. Goes inside to Connell. Being chased down by Fiorini. Works it to the centre circle here where it's been lost by Roberts, but then won back off Alafe. Bit of an error there from the centre half, but was able to make up for it almost immediately, winning that ball back. And they try and attack down the right there. Barnsley given away by Cotter, cleared by Pye. Straight back to Cotter, who chests it down. Tackled though by Torre. It's now Fiorini. Out wide left it goes to Barry, who will keep it in here on this near side. Running at de Chevigny and goes on the outside of the number 6. Barry isolated and gets the corner. Kicked out by the French centre half. Barry wants more from the Stockport County supporters. Just up towards the upper tiers of that away end. And he just wants a bit more energy, a bit more life. They've not had too much to cheer about in the second half, the travelling supporters. He said just over a 2-hour round trip for them. And it's going to be a right-footed in-swinger here from Fiorini. Who delivers it into the 6-yard box. Header away there by Roberts. To the edge of the area to Barry. Who can work it back out wide. Finding Fiorini. First time ball back in. To the far post this time. Header won by a red shirt. Drops to Camps. Recycles it back in. It deflects towards Collar. Heads it towards goal. But it's good goalkeeping. Big save from Slanina, who rolls it out quickly to the Barnsley left now. Benson, down the left channel here. It's a great ball to Phillips, who drifted from one flank to another. Then clips it over the top towards Aidan Marsh. Chests it down. O'Keefe now has it. Goes backwards into the middle towards Cotter. Finds Connell, midway side the opposition half. Out to the left it goes now, with Benson finding Phillips. Crossing a ball in, off the head of Horsfall, and into the gloves of Adai. And it'll be Stockport County to build again from the back. Just under 18 minutes to play. Horsfall lost his boot there for Stockport County. Momentarily. Coming up to a century of appearances for the club. Fraser Horsfall. This is appearance number 95 tonight. Has played in this division before with Northampton. In the back three, in the centre of it is Horsfall. Plays it to the right to Connolly on the halfway line. Just needing a bit more up front. They have got bodies on the bench if they want to try and mix it up here. Stockport County. Long from Horsfall. Header won by Josh Earl. Beating Collar to it. Clearance from O'Keefe. Finds Cosgrove. Lifts it into the middle of the park here to Benson. First pass comes off Pye, but then straight back to Benson, who sends it to the right to Cotter. Plenty of green grass to run into, and on the edge of the area he lifts a ball in. Header won by Camps. Headed back forward by Connell. Flicked on by Cosgrove. Cleared by Torre. Chested down by Alafe, who will be tripped by Connell. And that's going to be a yellow card for the captain. Thumbs up to the referee. He knows his punishment there. Played in all previous 7 games in the league so far. The captain, Luca Connell. Started all 8 as well. Just subbed off twice so far. So it's going to be a yellow card for the former Celtic midfielder. Came through at Bolton, Luca Connell. And there is the yellow card. Just quite a cynical one, but could have been a little counter-attack on there for Stockport County, but that was quickly stopped by the Irishman. And there's going to be 2 more changes here for the away side, as they're well within this game. Tanto Alafe comes off for Jack Diamond, who scored his first goal for the club last week against Leyton Orient. And the second change, we'll see Kyle Wootton come off for Jaden Fevrier. So, no out-and-out striker on the pitch now for Stockport County. They do have another one on the bench of Michael Mellon, but not currently an out-and-out one on the bench on the pitch at the moment. There's Torre on the halfway line near side here. Goes into the left centre half of Pye. Then across to his partner of Horsfall. It's to the right to Connolly. Into Horsfall again. Pye forward to Fiorini. Tackled though by Connell. Too easy to win the ball back for Barnsley. Slanina. Up to the halfway line with a clearance. Chested down by Marsh. Straight to Fiorini. It's now Camps around the corner to the right to Connolly. And the away side have it back rather quickly. Still no clean sheet for Stockport County again. All 3 of their clean sheets came in the first 3 games of the season. For Barnsley, they've just kept the one as well. And that was away from home against Crawley. Back in game 4 at the end of August. Still with Stockport County just inside their own half here with Pye going across once again here to Horsfall. Forward to Collar. Pye to the left to Torre. Bit of space for him to run into here. And he'll do just that. Leaves it to his left here to Jack Diamond. Running at Cotter. Playing it back here into Fiorini. Right footed cross goes in. Bit of a flat one really. Cleared for Barnes. Headed back forward by Pye. Then played back to Horsfall from Connolly. And again, the team in blue will try and get this equaliser. Not really done much to get one in the second half, but they're still only 1 goal behind. Torre to Barry. Flicks it down the line here for Diamond. Low ball in, well dealt with there by Mark Roberts. And I think that'll be a corner, possibly a throw-in. Definitely a Stockport County ball. Just didn't quite see where that went off on the pitch there. Jack Diamond with the ball, and it's going to be a corner. It's taken short by Fiorini. Diamond allowed to swing it in. It's a great ball in. It's a header away by Roberts again. Camps with a volley. I think it goes about 10 yards wide. And that'll be a goal kick there for Barnsley. Not the best of attempts there by Callum Camps, their number 8. Born in Stalybridge. Just half an hour drive away from Stockport. There for Callum Camps, who's played Barnsley 3 times in his career previously, all away from home, and he's been beaten every single one. Almost 300 appearances at this level for Callum Camps, who dropped down a level to get to join Stockport County. Former Northern Ireland under-21 international Callum Camps. As there's a bit of treatment for Barnsley here, and then number 2, Barry Carter, who's probably been up there with one of the man of the matches tonight. Been very impressed with the Irish wing-back. And he's going to have to be replaced. That's unfortunate. So Barry Cotter, the number 2 for Barnsley, will be coming off for their number 5. And another American they've got, of Donovan Pines, who they brought in January in 2024 from DC United. He's been out the last 2, but he's returned to the bench tonight. Has scored this season in their away win against Crawley. He only played 12. This is his 12th appearance for them. He's been a bit ravaged with injuries since joining from America. Donovan Pines. Just his 10th appearance in the league. He's got 4 goals though for Barnsley. So a clear threat, the 6'5" American. And he'll come on here for the last 12 minutes plus added on time. So, long ball forward from the goal kick. And it's a foul on the halfway line. Stockport County free kick. Horsfall pushed in the back. And he'll be taken across to the left centre half here of Pye. Just takes it out of the centre circle. Plenty of time on the ball for the number 15. Goes into the central area here to Camps. Lays it off to his right here to Horsfall. Furthest wide is February. Their new winger from Colchester. Came through the West Ham Academy. Joined at the age of 6. And then left in 2022. Won Young Player of the Year at Colchester last season. Joined in February. Barry to Collar. Horsfall to the right in the final third. Now February running at the defence onto his left foot. Squaring it to Camps. 25 yards out. Goes out wide once more to the left now to Torre. Running at Phillips. Crossing it. Coming off O'Keefe. Throwing for Stockport County. Taken quickly. It's now to Fiorini. Camps looking to try and keep it down this left flank. And he plays it away from Diamond. And it's out for a throw-in. Not the best of substitute appearances so far there from Callum Camps. Quite a few misplaced balls from the 28-year-old. who needs to try and switch on as quickly as possible. Just over 10 minutes left of the 90 to play here. It's still 1-0 to Barnsley. The penalty in the 4th minute is all that separates the two sides. It's now on the edge of the box with Earl. His clearance is blocked off by Barry, and he sends it out wide to the right, but Stockport County have won it in a superb area. Barry on the right wing, into the box, back heels it for Fevrier, who can get it into the box. It's cleared, drops to Fiorini, gets out of his feet. Fouled in the box, is he? No, says the referee. Waves it away, still on for Stockport County. Fevrier on the right wing, taking it around the outside of his man. And the last touch comes off a Barnsley defender. It's a corner. Big shout for a penalty there. Dave Conlon is asking the question. One of the Stockport County assistants there. Let's have a look. Just got into the box. Big slide tackle on Benson. Probably he does look like he's looking for that slightly. Aidan Marsh, the one putting the foot in. They've taken it short. And the ball goes in the box eventually. Overhead kick attempted there by Ibu Toure. Dealt with by Barnsley and cleared. All the way back to the goalkeeper of Adai. And it's Stockport County putting the pressure on late on here. Looking for that penalty. Probably the right call from the referee. Switched by Fiorini. Looking to the left-hand side. Header away by O'Keefe. As far as Camps. Chest it down on this near side. Bringing it down the line. Looking for the ball backwards. And he finds Toure. Quick 1-2 with Camps. Still not being pressed at the moment. It's Camps, the one on the ball. Going across into the centre circle to Fiorini. It's now Horsfall. Taking it forward here, 25 yards out. Lays it off with his left foot to Camps. Out wide once more here to Toure. Out of his feet. Cross goes in. And it goes all the way through. Out to the left wing back here, or the left wing back position for Barnsley with Aidan Marsh, who keeps it in. Plays it back to Earl, who just gets rid. Bit of a sliced clearance. It just floats in the air. Controlled by Cosgrove, pulled down by Pye. Free kick for Barnsley. That will relieve some of the pressure. Just going to have another look at this penalty call, possibly. So Fiorini slide tackle Benson on the edge very fairly, got in the box. And then Aidan Marsh has gone in with the tackle. Fiorini definitely kicked the ball away from Marsh. No, for me, he's looking for it. Fiorini there, trying to just leave his legs dangling in, just to try and ask and look for some contact. I think under a very high pressure situation where he's already given one penalty against Stockport County. I think he's done well there, the referee, just to hold his nerve. As it's going to be Barnsley to make the next change. It's going to be their number 15 to come on. So Kyron Lofthouse will replace, I think, the goal scorer. The man who scored from 12 yards out in the 4th minute. Adam Phillips, who's been rather quiet, I think, after his goal. I mean, he's done the main thing in the game. He scored the goal, which has put Barnsley in front. But I mean, other than that, he's been a bit quiet tonight, Adam Phillips. But scored his fifth of the season in the league, so no complaints really. There's Barnsley's long ball has gone straight out of play. It's now Stockport County's well inside their own half here with throwing on the far side. Be taken by Connolly, but he's taking his time here, the 27-year-old. Throws it back to Horsfall, lays it into Connolly again, being closed down by Cosgrove. Keeps it away from the number 9. It's now with Pye, out to the left to Toure. Definitely be a game where Stockport County will kick themselves slightly if they walk away with nothing. Diamond, away from Connell, in the central area. Back out wide left it goes to Toure, just about reaches him. Toure in the final third here, 1-on-1 with Lofthouse. Squares it to the edge of the area to Diamond. Across to Connolly. Out wide to Fevrier in the corner of the box. On his left foot. Onto his right. Lacking space. Squares it. Barry with the ball. And that loops behind for a goal kick. And in the moments where it's mattered most, Stockport County have just lacked the needed quality. They've had moments, they've had chances, but it just never seems like they've got or have had the composure to do the right thing. If that's put the right cross in, find the right pass, get the right shot off. It just seems a little bit nervy at times. And again, it'll definitely be a result where they'll be kicking themselves, Stockport County, if they walk away with nothing. Slanina takes the goal kick, 6 to play at Oakwell, 1-0 Barnsley. Cosgrove helps it on. So does Lofthouse, but dealt with by Toure. Now Camps on the far side. Goes back to Connolly, just about reaches him. Then forward to Collar, lays it off to his right to Connolly. Back down the line for Will Collar, taking it down the right wing. Is he tripped? Yes, he is. The flag goes up on the far side. Free kick for Stockport County. Well won there by Will Collar, who's had to just be a little bit versatile tonight. Mainly playing in a right wing position as the booking is given there to Josh Benson. He was chasing him down all the way, tripped him from behind. So a chance here for the visitors to launch this into the 18-yard box. This looks like they're just waiting for a moment. And can that moment be now? High line from the home side. Fevrier and Fiorini are the two stood over it here for the Hatters. It's a very high Barnsley line. Very high. Can they catch any of these attackers offside? Who will take the delivery as well? An in-swinger would be the left foot. It's going to be the right boot instead of Fiorini. It's a good ball in as well towards Horsfall, and it's had to be headed behind by Pines. Corner kick on this near side for Barnsley to defend, and for Stockport County to take. He's very dominant in the air, the substitute, Donovan Pines. And Stockport County has got the short option here of Diamond. But Fiorini will put it in near post. It's a poor one. Cleared. Drops to the edge of the area to Camps. Back out wide it goes to Fiorini, who has not been able to keep himself onside. And the flag's up on the far side. And again, just a lot of frustration here for the Hatters. When they play that ball out wide, they've got to make sure that the original corner taker's got himself back onside. He hadn't. And it's a free kick for Barnsley, who have failed to win their first 3 games at home this season. Losing against Mansfield, drawing to Northampton as well, losing as well to Manchester United's under-21s in the EFL Trophy. So quite a few home defeats, and it's been a bit shaky at times, but they're on track for 3 points at the minute, and we've got 3 minutes of the 90 to play. Throwing for Barnsley on the halfway line, on this near side. Dave Challoner wants things sped up as quickly as possible. Talking to the 4th official here. And then also talking to the Barnsley bench as well. Dave Challoner, as the throwing goes long into the final third. Dealt with by Stockport County, cleared by Ibu Toure. But only as far as Benson, sorry. It's now Aidan Marsh. Great ball to the left to Earl, edge of the area. Left footed, goes for the shot, blocks, cans back to him, and he'll go for the second go. And it's straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Almost there for Josh Earl, looking for his first Barnsley goal. Will Collar currently down at the moment, and he needs a change. Will Collar can't continue, and they've already made Stockport County have made their 5 changes here. Connolly came on at half-time. Fiorini and Camps came on with about half an hour to play. And then they've brought on Fevrier and Diamond not long ago. So Collar's going to have to carry on here. So even though Collar wants the change, they can't have any more made. So I think he's just going to have to firm this one, toughen up, and play the last probably about 6-7 minutes. We'll probably get about 4 added on maybe. Something like that. So drop ball to the goalkeeper. And then we attack again with Stockport County, who've been putting a lot of pressure on in the second half of this second half, but not creating too much really. Again, just lacking a bit of composure in that final third. Down to 10 at the moment. Collar still not allowed back on. As it's on the far side, midway inside the Barnsley half. Connolly goes forward to Fevrier, kicks it off Earl. Fevrier still has it, still shielding it, playing it back to Connolly, inside to Camps. Back out to Connolly. Collar still waiting to be waved back on here. Now he is. Camps on the halfway line. Goes to his right here to Collar. Forward to Connolly. Try to play it down the line. It deflects. A bit of a hurried clearance by Earl. Drops all the way through for Horsfall on halfway. Then Stockport County are running out of time here at Oakwell. It's been a frustrating night, and it looks like they're going to be 4 without a win in the league. 2 draws and then back-to-back defeats against Leyton Orient and Barnsley here. Camps on halfway. Struggling to go forward with the ball here. Stockport County. Brilliant ball in between the lads for February. Now once more out wide here to Connolly. The delivery goes in and it's volleyed away there by Mark Roberts. And it's a corner on the far side here for the Hatters. Defended very solidly in that back three. The 34-year-old Mark Roberts. As they're looking for their first home clean sheet of the season in the league. Looks like it's going to be February to put this in. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger. Got to try and keep it away from the goalkeeper. In it goes to the near post. It's a free header away. We'll drop to Diamond, who keeps it in here. And he takes on one man. Jack Diamond, right-footed. Ball goes in. It's a punch away from the goalkeeper. Straight back to Diamond. Forward to February. Running at the defender. Slips it through for Diamond. Cuts back. Plays it back to February. Left-footed. Plays a pass. Louis Barry's blocked by his own man. Barry again, and it goes in. Louis Barry gets the equaliser for Stockport County in Oakwell. And you cannot say they haven't tried. They have been persistent and they've pushed Barnsley all the way. And as some of those travelling Stockport County fans try and get towards their team, who have worked ever so hard to get this equaliser, and with 6 minutes added on, could they possibly go on to try and win this game? It's scrappy. But February worked it to Diamond down the right side. He then worked it back to the substitute winger, who was so calm to pick out Barry, whose first shot was blocked by Connolly, his own man. And then the second attempt deflected into the bottom left corner. It came off O'Keefe. Barnsley are asking for offside because as Connolly blocked the Barry shot, he may have been offside, but it came back to Barry, who got another shot towards goal and deflects beyond the goalkeeper. No flag was raised, and it's 1-1 here at Oakwell. We'll have to see if that was offside or not, because, like I say, with Barry's first shot, his own man blocked it. He looked offside to me, but no flag was raised, and they've gone and scored the equaliser. Like I say, they tried their best. It's not like they were, just almost accepting defeat. They're away from home. They've not won in their last 3. They were really giving it. They were having so much of the ball, trying to get crosses in. And of course, it has to be Louis Barry. 5 goals for him so far this season in the league. 2 in his last 4. Started the season so well with 3 in his first 3. 6 added on. We've played 2 minutes and 20 seconds of it. And it's a Stockport County throwing in a right-back position. No, it's not. It's been kept in by Connolly, who's going to send it long. It's a high ball up into the air. Header away for Barnsley. It's now Lofthouse. Out wide right it goes to O'Keefe, who sent the deflection into the back of the net. Torre tackles him well. Rolls towards the halfway line. Kept in by De Chevigny. It's now Pines. Turns away from Diamond. Just about keeps it away from Stockport County's number 7. They lift it forward towards the 18-yard box. It goes over Torre. O'Keefe squares it, and it goes all the way through beyond Cosgrove. It's now February on the right-hand side for Stockport County. Finds Camps on the edge of the area. Bit of time for the Northern Irish international. Back to February, who just gets rid. Towards Barry. Header up into the air there by Roberts and out of play. Stockport County throwing. Less than 3 minutes to go. And it's 1-1 here. Just about getting that ball in the back of the net there. If we look at the stats, Stockport County have had more shots. Same on target. They both had 5. And Stockport County have just had slightly more possession. They are definitely deserving of this point so far. And Louis Barry's the man to get it. On loan from Aston Villa for a second season in a row. As Connolly throws it down the Stockport County right towards Barry. Volley away though by Roberts. Through towards Pye, who loses out the challenge and Cosgrove takes over, but Camps deals with it. Sweeps up nicely. And out of play it goes. It's a Barnsley throw-in on the far side. Just inside the opposition half. And this will mean just 1 win in their first 4 at home in the league for Barnsley. Just replicating last season. Just really struggling to get going at home here in Oakwell. The referee's coming over to the Stockport County bench to just brandish a yellow card. Oh, it's a red card. I think it's a red card. I'm not joking you. I think it's a red card for one of their coaches, Andy Mangan, who you might recognise the name of the man who was meant to go to Real Madrid, but a work permit stopped his move going through. And he walks away with a smile on his face. It is him, Andy Magnan, who doesn't quite know why he's got the red card off the bench. Obviously, it's for something he said. But with a minute to go, they've lost a coach on the bench there, Stockport County, the man who was destined for Real Madrid a couple of weeks ago, Andy Mangan. Well, now he's been sent off. And we've got just less than a minute of added on time left. We'll probably play a little bit more than that, just due to that stoppage there. Barnsley sends it to the edge of the box, nodded down by Earl, cleared for Stockport County. To the halfway line here to Pines, the American. Goes to his right here to De Chevigny. He's going to diagonally switch it to the left. It's a high ball. It's helped on into the box and it's through to the hands of the goalkeeper of Corey Adai. Just helped forward there by Sam Cosgrove. And it looks like for a third away game in a row, Stockport County are going to draw 1-1. Drew against Crawley, drew against Mansfield, 1-1 away from home, now here at Barnsley. As it's kicked out of his hands here, Corey Adai, up towards Collar. Header away by Roberts, flicked on by Marsh. Cosgrove coming back from an offside position, so gives Horsfall time. Send it back to the goalkeeper Adai, who sends it forward first time. We've hit the 6 minutes added on. Diamond chases the long ball, headed down by Pines. Drops here to O'Keefe, who in his own half brings it forward. Crosses the halfway line with the ball to Benson. Back it goes to De Chevigny. Needs to speed it up Barnsley, they are running out of time. He sends it long, diagonally out to the left. Earl heads it back inside. Horsfall misses it. Marsh lays it off. Cosgrove with the shots, and it goes all the way through. And there's no penalty in there. Lofthouse and Torre both going for it. Both missed it, and the ball went wide and past him and through. Barnsley wanting a second penalty. They won't get it. Poor defending, Camps and Horsfall getting in each other's way. Marsh laid it off to his left to Cosgrove, who looked to, I thought, was shooting, but it's ended up being a squared ball. And Lofthouse and Torre both went for it. Both fell. Goal kick for Stockport County. Adai changing the position of where he's taking the goal kick, as it does look like this will be a point each for Barnsley and Stockport County. Corey Adai to take the goal kick. Up it goes into the sky, and the referee blows for full time. It's been a very eventful and a very entertaining watch on this Saturday night, as in this League One fixture, Barnsley are held to a 1-1 draw against newly promoted Stockport County, who came up as champions of League Two. And it looks like it's the same old story for Barnsley, struggling at home. It was what they struggled with most last season, and it's the same again this season. Just one win from their opening 4 in the league here at home. And that came 3 weeks ago now against Bristol Rovers. And they took an early lead here at Oakwell. A penalty from Adam Phillips dispatched after Davis Keeler-Dunn was brought down early on by Onyango. But Stockport County did not let that deter them from trying to get something from the game. They were the team with the majority of the ball, but both teams were having equal chances. In the end, it's 11 shots for Barnsley, 15 for Stockport County, 5 on target for Barnsley, 6 for Stockport County, and the equaliser came in the first minute of added on time. Louis Barry, of course it had to be. It was a build-up down the Stockport County right-hand side, and in February, just in the box, just gave himself a bit of time to think of what his next pass was going to be, didn't rush it, and he saw Barry just on his own, just towards the edge of the area. He played it across the box. His first shot was blocked off his own man Connolly. It bounced back towards him. Barry had a second bite at it. His second shot was also deflected, but off a Barnsley man, and that sent it into the bottom left corner and into the back of the net, and it gave the Hatters, I think, a deserved draw from tonight's match. It was a well-fought game, bit scrappy at times, not the prettiest of football matches you'll ever watch, but that's what you get with League One football at times. But both teams battled, and I think at the end of the game, I think a fair result has come to its conclusion here. Is at Oakwell, it finishes Barnsley 1, Stockport County 1. Thanks to everyone who tuned in tonight, who listened along. Thank you very much. It is much appreciated. Thanks for your commentary. Good work. Thank you very much. Great result for County. Quality commentary. Make cheers for that. Thank you very much. It's absolutely no problem. I very much enjoyed that. Like I say, it was second half was scrappy. It was. It wasn't the prettiest, but it's a very well-earned draw there for Stockport County, who haven't won in their last 4 in the league, but it's just one loss from their last 4. They have drawn the other 3, so it was a bit of a hiccup last week, losing 4-1 at home. They hadn't lost at home since February in the league. But even though, it depends how you look at it. You could either look at it as they've won none of their last 4, or you could see it as they have lost just 1 of their opening 7 in the league. Because that's what it is. They've played 7 League 1 games so far, Stockport County, and they've only fell to 1 defeat. They have won 3 of the others and drawn 3 of the others as well. Thanks from Canada. Wow. Kevin tuning in from Canada. Like I say, for a Saturday night game, all you want is a bit of entertainment, a bit of good football. At times, like I say, it was a bit of a tough watch sometimes, but overall, there was loads of shots. Like I say, how many were they all together? I think 26 shots altogether. I think over 10 on target. We had a penalty in the first half. We had a penalty shout in the second half for Stockport County. We had a 91st minute equaliser from a deflection. There was loads of drama, loads of action, and at the end, the spoils are shared here at Oakwell. But thanks to everyone who did tune in, and if you are still here, make sure you like and subscribe if you have not already. But this will be the end of tonight's commentary. We've got another one coming tomorrow, 8 o'clock UK time, as Real Madrid travel to Atletico Madrid for the first Madrid derby of the season in La Liga. I am looking forward to that one. Then next week we have got Aston Villa by Munich in the Champions League. That's on the Wednesday. Then on the Thursday we are covering Rangers once again. I've missed them. I've not commentated on them for a while. So we'll be covering Rangers at home to Lyon. Then next weekend we have got just one game where Chelsea women host Manchester United women in the WSL. So they are next week commentaries, so you know exactly what's coming up on the channel. So subscribe with notifications on, so you know exactly when those live streams happen. But for tonight, that's going to be the end of the live stream. Like I say, subscribe, like before you go, and yeah, tune in tomorrow, 8 o'clock, Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. But here at Oakwell, it finishes all square. Barnsley started the brighter and got a goal for their quick start. It was a penalty from Adam Phillips, won by Davis Keeler Dunn. But Stockport County continued to stay in the game, and it was up until the 91st minute of it when they were able to bag their equaliser. It's their star boy on loan from Aston Villa, Louis Barry, with his first shot blocked from his own player. It bounced back to him, and he straight away had another shot towards goal, which took a slight deflection off O'Keefe in a Barnsley shirt. Took it away from the goalkeeper, put it into the bottom left corner. It gave Stockport County their equaliser, and that's how it finished here as at Oakwell on this Saturday night in the late September. It finishes here. Barnsley 1, Stockport County 1.